Welcome to New York Rangers hockey, live from the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum. It's the New York Rangers and the New York Islanders. Hello, everyone. Welcome to New York Rangers hockey. Sam Rosen along with John Davidson. Joe Micheletti will join us in just a little while. And there's a lot of excitement for this rivalry game, and mostly because both teams are playing so well, John.
You can hear it right now, Sam. The fans are into it. It'll be sold out here for the Islanders and the Rangers tonight. This is a game where the Rangers really would like to catch the Islanders. The Islanders are riding a great streak. They have not lost in their own conference yet this season. They've got a new look. They've got a new coach. They've got a new goaltender, and they're doing a lot of really good things. And the Rangers, the last couple of games, have picked their game up, too.
Yeah, they've got a top line that's going very well, led by Eric Lindros with Theo Fleury and Mike York alongside.
Yeah, we keep talking about this line, but this line's now getting better. Lindros is averaging in the neighborhood of 25 face-offs per game. He's starting to get his deflections and his shots on goal, making things happen that way. York is kind of the brains of the outfit. Theo Fleury's a good finisher. Watch this pass. Backhander. Fleury drives to the net, bang. So that's the Rangers' big go-to line. They'll be together for this game, and you can just see their numbers.
And they have really clicked together well, going strong. And I would think, John, we'll see a lot of Michael Pekka, the captain of the Islanders, opposite Eric Lindros.
Well, the thing to remember, Lindros is starting to hit now. 7 hits in his last game. When he goes up against Michael Pekka, Pekka's not as big, but he loves to hit. Now, don't think that Pekka's line is just a defensive line, Sam. It's a lot more than that. I mean, they have their top scorer, Parrish, on the line. Pekka's their top assist guy, so don't think only defense when you start thinking of the captain of the Islanders. Think offense and defense. This guy leads by example. Look at his numbers, 11 assists, plus 10 rating. He's on a roll with that line, and so the two go-to lines in this game should be very interesting to watch, especially if they play against each other.
One-time Ranger Peter Laviolette's the head coach of the Islanders. I asked him this morning how he plans to game plan the Lindros line.
4 guys maybe jump on his back and try and wrestle him to the ice might be a start. We'll obviously have to give that line attention. They're all Fleury, York, and Lindros have been. We've been watching the tapes, and they've been dominating down low in their picks and their cycles and getting it deep and attacking the net. And all of them are talented. All of them bring something different to the table. We're going to have to get one of our top lines out there checking and one of our best set of defense every opportunity that we can and try and contain that line as much as possible.
The Islanders have brought in some top-notch players, but the man who seems to have pulled it all together is Chris Osgood in goal.
The thing about Osgood is the Islanders got him off waivers. In other words, they didn't have to give anything up to get him, so he was just a great addition to their team. The Islanders are number 2 in the league with their penalty kill. A lot of that has to do with goaltending. Yeah, he's the backbone, absolute backbone of their hockey club. He's been good all the way through, and he's coming off a shutout in his last game against Tampa Bay.
His numbers against the Rangers have been good. Look at the goals against lifetime against the Rangers. That's lowest among any active goaltender against the New York Rangers. 10-2-1 this season. He'll be opposed by Mike Richter, also a Stanley Cup winner. We'll be set to go, Rangers and Islanders, in just a moment. Welcome back to the Coliseum. The anticipation of this game is that it's going to be a very physical game, and it probably will be. Now, as far as the Ranger coach Ron Lowe is concerned, he's really concerned about his penalty killing, and he should be. They've allowed 21 power play goals this year, which is worse than the National Hockey League. But when I talked to him about being careful and not take penalties in this game, he says, no, I'm not concerned at all. In fact, the only way to beat this team, the New York Islanders, is to not play timid. So they're going to come out and play physical. And this is assistant coach Walt Kyle this morning talking to some of his big boys. That's the 4th line. Steve McKenna on the left, Jeff Toms and Sandy McCarthy, talking to them about tonight's game. So you can expect the Rangers to come out and play a very physical game. They feel that that's a key. As far as Peter Laviolette, the Islanders head coach, is concerned, is this. He wants his team to also come out and play physical, to hit if they can. But at the same time, he feels the real key to this game is going to be from the top of the circles down low in both ends. You heard Peter talk about the Eric Lindros line and how they've been the key line for the Rangers with Fleury on one side, York on the other. They've been tremendous, so he's going to try and find the right defensive pair against them. Expect Kenny Janssen to be out there because he's having that kind of season. But the other thing that that he talked about coming into this game is that for his team to be effective as they've been all season long, they've got to establish their forecheck, and that leads to Michael Pekka's line. When they cycle and they forecheck aggressively, that's when they have success. It'll be a great one here. Let's send it back upstairs to Sam and JD. Guys?
Thanks very much, Joe, and we'll be hearing from Joe throughout the evening, and this should be a good one. The crowd is settling in. So is Mike Richter, and he gets the call after another strong game, 4-1 in his last 5, and a .937 save percentage over his last 5 games. And across the way, Chris Osgood, whose lifetime is 7-3 against the Rangers with 4 shutouts. And through the first 13 games in 5 of the last 8 seasons, you see the numbers on him.
Eric Lindros starts at center ice for the Rangers. Guess who he's against? Michael Pekka. Here we go with that matchup. Kenny Johnson along with Adrian Aucoin, the defense pairing for the Islanders.
Ryan Leach and one-time Islander Vladimir Malakhov. The pass tipped to Lindros. He's checked by Adrian Aucoin. Johnson number 29, Aucoin number 3. Lindros hacked the puck away from Pekka, but the back pass taken away. And it's sent in by Mark Parrish. On goal, Richter covers up. Sean Bates driving hard to the net. And Richter able to maintain possession of the puck.
Fleury knocked down in behind the goal net of Chris Osgood. Bates at the other end drives into the net. You know, Fleury has gone against a number 3 for the Islanders for a long time, but Chara is no longer with the Islanders. He's now with Ottawa, and there you see Bates get clipped and knocked down by Brian Leach on the back check. There you look in behind the net, you're going to see Kenny Johnson end up knocking down Theo Fleury. So a quick pace to start this thing on the first shift. Both teams make changes now.
Mike Richter has skated over to one of the referees, Mark Jonette. Same 2 referees that the Rangers had on Tuesday night, Don Van Massenhoven, excuse me, and Mark Jonette.
Sam, of the Islanders here, 3 natural centermen. Yashin does not take faceoffs. He's got a bad hand. Scatchard's taking them here, and maybe we'll see Kavasha take some too.
Faceoff win, on goal, deflected by Yashin just wide. It's Yashin, Kavasha number 12, and Dave Scatchard number 38. Scatchard playing it on goal. Richter stops it and covers it.
For the Islanders, they're without one of their key defensemen, Radek Martinek, a defenseman who's logged in the neighborhood of 24 minutes per game, can't play because of a knee. So Peter Laviolette, the head coach, and you see the beginning that he's had, a fantastic start to his coaching career at the NHL level. He usually goes with 4 defensemen, so he's going to have to find somebody to fit in, to fill in for Martinek, who had played with Hammerlick, and Sutton is on the ice right now, taking that spot, number 6.
Ken Sutton is paired with Roman Hammerlick, veteran defenseman who played the last couple of years with the New Jersey Devils. Richter got a piece of that shot. Messier, Johansson, and Dvorak on with Berard. And once again, Richter gloves it and holds on. Klocek, the other defenseman for the Rangers. And of course, for Brian Berard, it is a return here where he started his NHL career with the New York Islanders at the first pick overall. He has returned as an opponent of the Islanders 5 times as a Toronto Maple Leaf.
Well, he put out the call to find his legs, and he said they're now back. You know, his training camp essentially is starting to wind down now. Didn't have one. So your first few games of the regular season act as a training camp. And he said the legs were there, then they just left. But now they're coming back. He's starting to feel strong again, and the coaches make another change. Lindros for the draw, Sam, being double shifted some. He'll take a lot of faceoffs for the Rangers, most of any centerman they have.
LaPointe, Blake, and Webb checking line on for the Islanders with Dick Tarnstrom, number 47, and former Ranger Eric Cairns on defense. Long shot by Zdeno Seeger, who's back after serving a 1-game suspension. Seeger was hit by Cairns. Jason Blake comes out with the puck. Feed for LaPointe. LaPointe tried to get it back and was blocked by Ulanov and brought out by Dale Purinton. Purinton hit by Webb, turned it over to Cairns. Gave it back to Ulanov, and it's sent in by Michael Samuelson.
Kind of a calm beginning. Each team has had 3 lines on the ice. We're not seeing any wild physical play early.
We saw Lindros double shifting on that last shift.
Now here comes the big boys for the Rangers. A huge line.
Oh, man. This is Tom's, a one-time Islander, played 39 games with him last season. Sandy McCarthy and Steve McKenna.
And Yashin now being double shifted for the Islanders. He's been doing that in recent games.
He's with Tchaikovsky and Isbister, and Klocek ran into Tchaikovsky, knocked him down. Isbister moves in, centers, and it goes all the way through. Tom's did a good job picking up Yashin. Long shot by Hammerlich. Kick. Goal! Beautiful play. An alert play by Alexei Yashin. The puck deflected across. He had a wide open net, and he backhanded it in.
And I think the player that made the alert play was Roman Hammerlich, the right defenseman. He knocked the puck down. You'll see the puck move across, and the Rangers are in good position here as Klocek flips it up. Hammerlich got the puck ahead of McKenna, put it on goal. There's the deflection, and there's the backhander. Hammerlich has made 2 good plays already in this game inside the blue line. Remember, he got loose earlier, took the wrist shot on Richter. There he got loose, and he got the puck towards the net, a deflection, and Yashin scores. 1-0 Islanders. Isbister with a deflection.
Seemed like an innocent play. John Toms moved away from Yashin. Yashin finds himself all alone to put in the loose puck into the empty net.
Rangers had control, Sam. Klocek had the puck, moved it up the wall. So Klocek and McKenna did not get the puck past Hammerlich.
Good start for the Islanders. They grabbed the early lead. 2:20 gone by in the first period. Puck forced out of the zone. Janssen recovers. Lindros, Fleury, and York on for the Rangers. Opposite Pekka, Bates, and Parrish. Quick shot by Fleury is gloved by Osgood, and he holds on.
So there's your unit of 5 to go against the Lindros line. Your unit of 5 includes the Michael Pekka line with Janssen and Adriano Coyne. So we'll see that, I think, with the Islanders having the home ice advantage. They make the change. See, the Klocek hits pretty good in here. That was on Tchaikovsky. The Rangers back check. All 5 are back. The Islanders only have 3 men up. But watch here Hammerlich get over to the boards and read the play. He knocks a puck down, put it on goal. There was a double deflection, and then right across to Yashin. 1-0 Islanders, and Hammerlich looked sharp early.
Yashin from Isbister and Hammerlich at 2:01. The goal is Yashin's 8th of the season. Osgood steers it around. Ken Sutton goes for the puck. Yashin on with Scatchard and Kavasha now for the Islanders. Puck in deep. Kavasha there to play it. Kavasha's pass was deflected. Messier didn't find it. Kavasha kept it in. Kavasha shoots, and it was blocked and cleared aside. Puck comes to Yashin. Trying to get it to Scatchard. He did. Saved by Richter.
3 turnovers now by the Rangers above their circle to the blue line. 1 has led to a goal. 2 there that didn't. But it's sloppy play by the Rangers early.
Hear the fan reaction, but part of that sloppy play is the play of the Islanders, John.
Oh,
aggressive on the forecheck.
Taking advantage of it.
Shot by Hammerlich, saved by Richter, way up in the air. Bounces down. Worked in deep by Kavasha. Leaves it there. Scatchard working the corner against Malakoff, or rather that was Yashin. Scatchard knocked down Malakoff, and there's a penalty called on the play.
Islanders were doing everything right, then they take an interference penalty, and this will give the Rangers a chance to get their power play going and find some offense. The Islanders have 4 shorthanded goals on the season, Pekka with 2 of them. Sam, the Rangers had 3 chances already in this first period to move the puck out of the zone. Watch, there's one of them. They're just not alert. And the Islanders are. That shot never got through. Leach went to move it up. There you see the backhand pass. It's lost again. Those are basic turnovers and giveaways, and the Islanders try to take advantage of it until they take the penalty, and you'll see that over here as there's the pick by Kavasha. Kavasha having a good start, ends up in the box.
Kavasha for interference at 3:28. Rangers go on the power play. The Islanders penalty killing is 2nd in the National Hockey League. They're perfect in their last 4 games and perfect in 7 of their last 9. 43 for their last 45 they've killed off.
Very aggressive penalty killing team. Just watch them go after the puck.
Fleury, York, Johansson, Lindros, and Leach for the power play. Puck brought out, and Michael Pekka with Sean Bates blocked by Leach, and Fleury picks it up. York to Lindros, lost control. Bates able to clear. Bates and Pekka go off. Jason Blake and Claude Lapointe come on. Lindros to Johansson. He was offside. Johansson disagrees. Thought he held the blue line with his left skate.
The Rangers will change that unit. About 41 seconds in, they never had control at all in the offensive zone. Blake had a big game last season, didn't he, at the Garden in New York? Yeah. One of the Islander games there. He's very, very fast. The Islanders are not really blessed with a lot of big guys up front, and especially with the 3rd and 4th lines, but they're fast. And you see they use some speed right here with Lapointe and Blake, the penalty kill. Only the Boston Bruins have a better penalty killing unit, numbers-wise, than the Islanders.
Islanders have been outstanding. face-off win, and Dick Tarnstrom able to clear all the way down. Seager, Messier, and Dvorak up front now for the Rangers. Berard and Malakoff at the points. Malakoff spent 2.5 years in an Islander uniform. Lead for Dvorak, and it was blocked. Good play by Hamrlik coming back.
He's on fire early. Hamrlik is.
Malakoff to Berard. One times it saved. Good shot by Berard, and a save off the chest of Chris Osgood. Gloved it and held on.
Hamrlik's playing left side. He's been playing right side. That time, a good shot by Berard into the chest of the goaltender Osgood. Watch Hamrlik move across here. The puck's wide. He'll come out and help his partner right here with a reach just before Dvorak had the backhanded shot. Berard, a good shot here off the pass. Deflected, I think, Sam, right into the chest of Chris Osgood. Osgood's not an overly flashy goaltender, but he's smart when he's in position. And when he's on the top of his game, he doesn't let pucks slide through his legs or between his arm and his body. He did that a little bit in Detroit. He certainly hasn't here as an Islander.
45 seconds to go on the power play as the Islanders clear. Pekka and Bates are back on. Rangers have Berard with Leach, Lindros, York, and Fleury up front. So Fleury, who started at the point, has moved up. Leach goes all the way. It's knocked away by Janssen. Recovered by Lindros with a coin on him. Berard. Pass deflected, goes up into the crowd. Sean Bates pressuring Brian Berard. Budweiser salutes America's designated drivers. We all make a difference.
You know what's interesting about Bates making that play on Berard? Both of them have very limited, and I mean limited, vision of one eye. Both Bates and Berard. Yet they both can play at the NHL level. Isn't that a great story? That's a great story.
Sean Bates, who was brought to the Islanders as a free agent on the recommendation of head coach Peter Laviolette, who coached him in Providence in the Bruins organization. Started Boston University. Played parts of 4 seasons with the Bruins.
Seems like they all play either for BC or BU.
Pretty good schools, John.
Yeah.
Past York to Lindros. 15 seconds. A shot deflected. Saved by Osgood.
That was a Lindros shot that deflected off one of the Islander players. And Osgood had to make a double move with his right leg before he knocked the puck down. 15 seconds to go on the minor to Kavasha. Osgood's got those Detroit goal pads still, I see.
He's still waiting for his new pads to come in, the Islander pads.
Up high.
Send them back a couple of times.
Up high is this deflection. Ooh, Osgood had to stay with it. The old double pump with the right leg. The Rangers tried to get there. Fleury was taken out of the play. Couldn't get to the rebound. There's those red and white things. You're not supposed to have that. I think the league, from what I understand, has politely said, come on, Chris, you got to get your equipment to match the colors of your team.
They won't look good in the pictures, that's for sure. Toms with Johansson and Samuelsson. Face-off win. Purinton with a wrist shot blocked. Backhander by Samuelsson hits the side of the net. Johansson to the puck. 5 seconds to go on the power play. Taken away and cleared out by the Islanders. And the penalty kill effective. 2 shots on goal for the Rangers. Score remains 1-0 Islanders. 5:35 gone by in the first period. Ulanov to Purinton. Samuelsson in his second game with the Rangers. Checked by a coin. Jeff Toms behind the net. Puck taken away by Jason Blake. Off the glass and out of the zone.
And Blake ran at Purinton. So did Lapointe run at Purinton. And the key for Purinton is not to take a retaliation penalty. He didn't, but he's got to really keep his temper in check.
Let's go downstairs to Joe Micheletti. Joe.
Sam, thanks very much. You and JD talked about Bates and about Brian Berard and how Brian Berard is mounting his tremendous comeback. The difference is that Sean Bates was born without vision in that right eye. So when I talked to him about it, he says, you know, I've never had to adjust like Brian Berard. I grew up with it. I've always had it, and that's the way it's been. So that's been the difference between what Bates has done in his career and what Brian Berard is going through now. And when you think of Sean Bates, boy, he's off to some kind of start. One of the key acquisitions by Mike Milbury and the Islanders this offseason. Sam, JD?
Without question. Thanks, Joe. And the thing that Brian Berard says is the time off away from the game after the surgeries has allowed his good eye to learn and make the adjustment to give him the proper vision that he needs. Ole Kavasha in deep for the Islanders. Around the net. Centers in front, just missed by Scatchard.
Kavasha looks pretty good early,
yes, he
too.
does, John.
They're trying to get him to be a lot more effective each game instead of just playing well in the bigger games, the games that aren't quite as significant. Sometimes he doesn't quite get up for the game, and the coaching staff working on him to get that going.
Islanders called for icing. 13:35 to go in the first. Islanders with a 1-0 lead.
The Islanders through the neutral zone. Klocek tries to stand up. And there's Kabasha with that reach. Scatchard, he just didn't get to the puck. It was a great setup by Kabasha.
Not as physical a start to the game as I thought it would be, John.
I thought the Rangers would be a lot more physical, get themselves into the game early, but they haven't done that yet. And the Islanders look like they're skating well. That's a large part of their game. They're not as big.
Fleury against a coin. Puck moved up the boards. York is there. Winds it around to Lindros. Pekka checks him. Now Fleury. Over skates. York takes over. Kim Janssen checking him. The puck went off Pekka's skate. Lindros retrieves. Feeds Fleury. Shot wide.
This is the cycle you want, but the Islanders are playing it well.
Fleury behind the net. Lindros takes over. Went off of Janssen to the other side. Mark Parrish hit by Klocek, able to clear the zone.
That's the cycle the Rangers like to use. That's their best cycle of the game so far, but they couldn't get a shot.
Pekka with a hit on York. Puck driven in by Janssen. Peter Nedved still out. Manny Malhotra is out, making his way to the net. Parrish shot, save made as Pekka got a shot off, and Mike Richter with a save. Fleury the other way. Malhotra out 2 to 3 weeks with a sprained ankle. Peter Nedved wanted to play. They're holding him out another game because of the concussion syndrome.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a headache. Not much of one today. He wanted to play, actually, and the coaching staff and training staff said, you wait till that head of yours is completely healed from the headaches and the concussion, then you're back in the lineup.
And you mentioned the Islanders without Radek Martinek, the defenseman. This is an icing against the Rangers. 12:16 to go in the first period. Islanders a 1-0 lead. That's Ken Sutton who's in the lineup.
The hit there. Parrish really braced himself for the hit by Klocek, and then you see Bates make a move, and there's Pekka. All three forwards on that line, after being pressured in the Islanders zone and doing the job defensively, they move up ice, end up getting a real good scoring chance. An active shift defensively and offensively so far by Pekka. That shift was real active, and Richter had to make a good save. Shots are 6-5 in favor of the Islanders. They score 1-0 on the Yashin goal.
He's brought a lot of character to this team. He's been a terrific addition.
Still got that bad left eye a little bit. He got nailed in a game by, I think it was Wilson playing for Pittsburgh. Boy, did he get Pekka hit. It was a clean hit, too.
Around the boards, Johansson hit by Isbister. Hornstrom kept it in. Johansson trying to move it out of the zone, kept in again. Good work by the Islanders. Tchaikovsky with the last keep in. Puck around the boards. Malakoff moves it. Stopped by Tchaikovsky. Put in front for Isbister, and Richter has to cover up.
Another turnover up high, where the Rangers never controlled the puck above their own circles, getting it over the blue line. Herbie Brooks, who was supposed to be here tonight, called that the gray area, the gray zone. Above the circle, inside your own blue line. The Rangers couldn't move the puck out. Now the puck gets moved back up to that area again. Look at it. And good pressure by the Islanders. They just didn't finish. Richter was there, and Leach makes a good play. There's Richter. Little short movement side to side. He hangs on. You'll notice that the defense pairing out there, Sam, that was Cairns along with Tarnstrom. They're not playing against the top two lines for the Rangers. They saved that pair of defense who get fewer minutes to play against either the third or fourth line, and the Rangers really don't have 4 lines. They go with 3.5.
Messier against Lapointe. Loose in the circle. Purinton's got the puck. Lindgren is on, number 10 for the Islanders. He missed the last game against Tampa Bay. Blake and Lapointe the line for the Islanders. Dvorak moves it. Ken Sutton takes over. Richter looks around, stops the puck, plays it around the boards. Lapointe is there to stop it with a skate. Purinton chases. Messier back to Purinton. Seager goes across to Dvorak. And the Rangers can't get through the neutral zone.
2 passes in a row.
Hammerlick goes after the puck. Right through the crease it goes. Jason Blake against Messier. Hit by Purinton. Blake had his helmet knocked off. Long shot gloved head high by Mike Richter on the shot by Adrian Aucoin.
Good idea for Richter to hang on as Purinton meets up at the point. They've met up a couple of times already. Blake and Lapointe are going at Purinton. Now watch Purinton move across here. Blake ducked on it. That's why he ended up losing his helmet. Now the high angle look at the neutral zone of the Islanders. just watch. They really pressure the puck. See, 3 Islanders over there with the puck. That was a blind pass, but it did work for the Rangers. And look at, whenever there's a loose puck, there's an Islander jumping on a Ranger. They've got their legs going, and the Rangers can't make those 2 passes in a row to generate offense to move up through the neutral zone and into the other team's zone.
Jason Blake yelling at Dale Burenton from the Islander bench. A coin moves down, back pass to Mark Parrish, winds and fires, saved by Richter. Parrish, who leads the NHL with 12 goals. Fleury moving down, Sean Bates back. The forward, he scores! Theo Fleury put it right through Chris Osgood to tie it at 1.
Mike Richter made a big save. That was a set play by the Islanders on a face-off. Parrish ended up moving around the top of the circle, had a big-time shot. Richter kicked it out. Now watch Parrish move across and stand over in here. He's going to come right across and get himself, there he is, into position. Here's the shot. Richter kicked it out, and the Rangers head up ice. We were talking about goals that go through goaltenders. This is one of them. As you see, the puck is shot through the legs of Osgood, and that was Bates, who I think was back, the forward, and the Rangers tie it up.
Fleury takes advantage. Rangers are called for icing here. Theo Fleury now leads the Rangers with 8 goals on the season. I think he's upset with the icing call. Take another look at the play.
See, Parrish sets himself up with a nice play. It was a great pass from the defenseman. Now there's only one defenseman back, and Bates is over on this side. Fleury took him wide, and Osgood got caught moving and never got the legs closed or the stick down where he wanted it to stop this angle shot. That's one that got through Osgood. One of the few bad goals he's let in all year.
Have to correct what I said. That's Theo's 6th goal. He's tied for the team lead with Eric Lindros. Looking at his assist column.
You know, Rangers lost that draw clean. Good shot by Parrish. Richter the save. The players were covered in front, so they couldn't get to the rebound, and Fleury went to work.
Fleury unassisted at 9:15. That's a big goal for the Rangers, kind of lifting them up. The Islanders had carried the play for the first half of the period. Malakoff sends out Samuelson. Osgood out to stop it. Ken Sutton plays it. All the way back, Brian Leach with Dave Scatchard on the forecheck. Here's Messier. Leach trying to clear the zone. Good job by the Islanders to keep it in. Now Leach carries it out with Johansson and Samuelson. Leach turns and shoots. He scores! Oh, beauty by Brian Leach. And the Rangers take a 2-1 lead.
We mentioned earlier that Hamrlik started quickly. So has Brian Leach. He made a pass and it didn't work, so he decided to carry the puck out of the zone. Now, what a blind pass by Kavasha. There's a big turnover. And watch the defenseman fall down over there. So Leach just took it to the net, put it off the crossbar. His 5th of the season. Ken Sutton back in the lineup, gets moving, crosses his feet, slips. So that allowed Leach just to move in, backed everybody up. Everybody backed up, and Leach hit the top corner. Kavasha with a blind pass right here. There's a turnover that hurts and traps people. Watch Sutton lose his feet. He's gone. Leach gets a good shooting angle and shoots back against the grain off the crossbar, and the Rangers have the lead just like that.
2 quickies for the Rangers in a span of 38 seconds.
2 unassisted goals.
Fleury at 9:15, Leach at 9:53. Rangers have the lead 2-1. Karpa and Ulanov on defense. Off the stick of McCarthy, he runs into Cairns.
There we go.
They're talking, they're looking at one another.
Still are.
They're ready to go, but now the play continues, and so do they. And McCarthy with a hit on Terrence Tarnstrom, taken away to the net, goes, and they score! McKenna followed in, McCarthy scores, and Cairns hit McCarthy.
Knocked him down after the goal, and McKenna went right after Cairns. The Rangers have scored here and lead 3-1. Here we go. McCarthy's going at it with Blake. Blake gave him a shove, so McCarthy gave him 2 back. Karpa's over on top of one of the Islanders in behind the net, but they get up.
McKenna followed in the goal. Those big guys again around the net, tough to control. McKenna 6'8". McCarthy checking his lip. He's 6'3". Tom's 6'5". There's Steve Webb. Let's see what happened again.
There's the hit by McCarthy on Cairns, and they look. Webb skated by. Webb will skate by again right here. A little tap. McCarthy's got his eyes fixed on Cairns. Nothing develops. Then all of a sudden the puck is in behind everybody. And here goes McKenna. McCarthy will go in right there and score. Now as he celebrates, Cairns gives him a shot in the mouth. There was a penalty upcoming to the Islanders before the goal. Now look at this. Look at McCarthy and Webb. Webb just skated over and put his face right into McCarthy with his hands down. And McCarthy threw 2 punches with his glove on. This is something the referees got to make the proper calls here. As McCarthy scored the goal, he just got a shot right in the mouth after the goal was scored.
It started quietly. Now it's really heating up.
And it's 3-1 Rangers.
3 goals in 1 minute 5 seconds for the Rangers.
Let's see how it starts. Cairns has the players, a good collision. Now they don't sort of look at each other. Cairns had a fight in his last game. He did a job on Matthew Barnaby, but nothing gets going here.
Webb wants to get something going.
He went by twice, and then nothing happened. Now you'll see the Rangers. There's a turnover forced by McCarthy, who gets the goal. It's a great play. Now watch Cairns. Wham! Gave him a shot in the mouth after the goal. So that's why McKenna went after Cairns, and you can understand why he did that. And then everything just sort of broke free.
But the bottom line of all of this, John, is that the Rangers have a 3-1 lead with 3 goals in 1 minute 5 seconds. Fleury skating around, yelling at somebody. Oh, he's yelling at Cairns in the penalty box.
We're not going. Oh, the rivalry's back, Sam. Uh-oh. The rivalry's
It's heating up now.
Can you believe the Rangers are up 3-1? They were down 1-0. The Islanders were doing everything right. Then all of a sudden, bad turnovers by the Islanders, and the Rangers have the lead. Look at McKenna. That was a forced play by McCarthy. Good save by Osgood. You can see that McCarthy started to celebrate. Cairns gives him a shot in the mouth, and then McKenna went right after Cairns.
Now, point out this, John. McCarthy, by not going with Cairns in the neutral zone, it developed into a Rangers goal.
Yeah, and he also forced the play. Yeah. Now Webb here skates right over to McCarthy, so McCarthy gives him a shot. I think Webb there kept he skated over to the Islander, or to the Ranger player, kept his arms down and yapped at him, and may have drawn a McCarthy penalty, maybe. Now here's McCarthy. See, Webb was trying to make things, trying to draw things even by keeping his arms down to take a shot in the nose to see if he can get things evened out. I don't know if it's going to work.
Also for the Rangers, number 10, Sandy McCarthy, 2 minutes roughing, 10-minute misconduct. For the New York Islanders, number 33, Eric Cairns, 2 minutes for cross-checking, 5 minutes for fighting. And for the Islanders, number 55, Jason Blake, 2 minutes for roughing. That's the Rangers, 21, McKenna, 2 minutes instigating, 5 minutes fighting, 10-minute misconduct. The Rangers, number 10, McCarthy, 2 minutes roughing, 10-minute misconduct. The Islanders, number 33, Cairns, 2 minutes cross-checking, 5 minutes fighting. And the Islanders, number 55, Blake, 2 minutes roughing.
So Webb did it.
Yeah,
he drew McCarthy 12 minutes in penalty time.
Yeah, he skated right over to McCarthy and kept his arms down. I think this happened recently in a game with Webb, where he went over to somebody, tried to get a fight going. The guy drops his gloves and sticks, and Webb doesn't do anything, and he draws a penalty.
In football, they're assessing penalties for taunting, John, and that's a case where Webb taunted McCarthy. And though McCarthy deserves to be penalized for throwing the punches, Webb should be penalized for taunting.
That taunting worked by Webb. McKenna gets the instigator as he went after Cairns, after Cairns gave McCarthy the shot after the Rangers scored. So here we go.
So McKenna, 2 for instigating, 5 for fighting, 10-minute misconduct, gone for 17 minutes. McCarthy, 2 for roughing, 10-minute misconduct, gone for 12 minutes, rest of the period. Cairns, 2 for cross-checking, 5 for fighting, gone for 7 minutes. Blake, 2 for roughing. It's a wash as far as power play situation is concerned.
And the other thing is the Rangers dressed 11 forwards, so they're down to 9, which is 3 complete lines. So they're down to 3 lines for a good period of time.
The refs did get it right, John. 10-minute misconduct for Webb.
Oh, okay.
They got it right.
You got your football analogy in there.
Good job by the referees.
Yeah, I think they seemed, from what I could see, they called everything pretty well
Yeah,
the way it should be. When
they
you have
did the right job.
A two-referee system, you don't miss much when it comes to these brawl-type things. Webb skates off now. McKenna and McCarthy are gone to the locker room. And here we go, 3-1 Rangers. And 9:40 still remains in this first period.
And it's 5-on-5 on the ice as they're skating, but Kenny Janssen is going to bring Webb's helmet over. He's skating over.
Well, the Islanders just were playing so well. Then all of a sudden they unraveled.
Was it the Fleury goal that?
Oh, Kavash's turnover didn't help. The Fleury goal was, yeah, it's a little bit of everything. Well, Fleury's goal was a bad goal by Chris Osgood. That was a kind of a harmless wrist shot from a bad angle. And the Kavasha turnover, and then McCarthy and McKenna made it happen for the third goal.
And Osgood, who has been playing so well this season, they're not used to seeing him give up a penalty. There's a penalty call.
That's an interference call and a good call.
Islanders get a power play. 9:27 to go in the first. Rangers leading 3-1.
Penalty, as you'll see, Pekka moved through. Berard will try to hold him up. The puck was back in the corner. He held Pekka up, and Pekka starts the power play as he draws it for the Islanders.
Berard interference at 10:33. Islanders power play had been real strong over the last 3 games, though. They've short-circuited only 1 power play goal, 1 for their last 20. Lindros couldn't clear. Hammerlick's got it. Plays it across to Sean Bates. Big shot. Glove save by Richter, and he holds.
Bates at the point. Hammerlick has the big shot. Here's a question. You talk about taunting. Webb got the taunting. Think Fleury was taunting from the bench when he was doing the chicken dance?
But nothing
just
came of that.
Okay, just a question. Here's the shot as Hammerlick forces the puck across. And you can see Pekka wants to deflect it. Pekka stayed in behind the net. That's smart. He wants a shot from that side of the ice. He gets it, but he can't quite deflect the puck. See how he tried to lift the puck and knock it up over Richter's glove?
So the only difference was that Bates skated right into McCarthy.
Webb did.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, he did. He skated 15 feet to do it.
Pekka and Hammerlick. Bates, Parrish, and Yashin for the power play.
Try to stop Hammerlick from letting go of that big shot from the point.
Here's Hammerlick.
And the Rangers are on it quick.
Right, Messier. Messier and Dvorak. Open man. Bates. Pass to Pekka. Tried to deflect it. It went wide. Parrish. Now Bates. Hammerlick. Moving the puck quickly around the perimeter, but he's forced out by Messier.
And Bates does a little bit of everything for this team, Sam.
Yes, he does.
Point in the power play. Plays on their top line. Penalty kills. How's that for a fine?
Hammerlick. Mark Parrish, tied for 4th in the NHL in scoring with 18 points, was tripped up by Malakoff. Nothing called on the play. Parrish in deep, hit by Malakoff from behind. Nothing called. Parrish to Yashin. Out to Hammerlick. He's got room. Hard shot, hit Fleury. And the puck taken by Olanov. Moves it up to York. York able to sweep it down the ice. 35 seconds to go on the power play. 8 minutes to go in the first. 3-1. Rangers leading it. Adrian Aucoin has come on. Ole Kavasha carries in with Cherkowski. Kavasha to the net. Saved by Richter. Out to the point. Janssen to Aucoin. Shot blocked by Samuelsson. Samuelsson's without a stick. After he blocked that shot, Kavasha winds around to Isbister.
We talked about Hammerlick's shot. Aucoin's got one just as good.
Samuelsson tried to force it out of the zone. Got help from York. Power play is about to end. Berard is back. Teams are at full strength. 7:25 to go in the first. Islanders did not get a shot on goal on that Kavasha play. I thought he got one.
I thought the point shot by Bates was a shot on goal when Richter made that nice glove save.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Islanders said, you know, they had good puck control in the Rangers zone, but the Rangers didn't allow anything in the slot or the middle of the ice. So they kept the puck to the outside the majority of the time. Let's take a look at Kavasha going to the outside, to the middle. He made a pretty good shot there as far as I could see.
Certainly looked like a shot on goal.
You talked about the hit by Malakoff, who has a lot more hits this season than people think. Yeah, he slammed him from behind. Yeah, he sure did. Here's Pekka in front. Now this puck's in midair. He got the puck but couldn't quite finish the open side of the net. Pekka's he's all over the place. I don't know how a guy has stamina like he has. He's about 182 pounds. Hits big people, plays big, plays lots of minutes, and has gigantic stamina.
Messier and Scatchard for the face-off. Messier wins. Wilczek plays the puck off the glass. Caroms to Messier, forced back by LaPointe. Purinton able to move it. Seager Finds Messier. Messier moves in against Hammerlich. Backhands it. Osgood had trouble with it. It went flying by him. Catch him off balance.
Didn't know what hand to use on the play, whether to catch it or knock it with his blocker. He kind of changed his mind.
Lindgren gave it away to Seeger. Seeger plays it across. Purinton's in deep. Shoots it on goal. A save by Osgood. Lindgren. And finally Hammerlich fired it out. He wanted to fire it down the ice, and it hit LaPointe at the red line.
If that hit LaPointe the right way, he would have had a breakaway. The Rangers' defense were changing.
I thought Hammerlich was trying to clear it down the ice.
I don't know about you, Sam, but right now in watching Osgood, he just doesn't look comfortable.
I agree. Lindros makes his way in. Bates was checking him from behind. A coin catches up. York has the puck. York for Berard. It was blocked. Loose in front, and a coin takes over. Leach stopped the puck. Fleury plays it. Fleury, Leach, and McCarthy, the Ranger goal scorers in a span of 1:05 seconds. McCarthy's goal at 10:20, assisted by McKenna. McKenna has the only assist for the Rangers on the 3 goals. The first 2 were unassisted. Pekka working against Fleury. Nice move. Pekka shoots, save, Richter. Rebound, played behind the net. Sean Bates against Berard.
This is that #1 line for the Islanders.
Doing a good job.
They cycle real well.
Pekka against Berard. Bates to the puck against Fleury. That's a good collision. Fleury took his legs out with his skate, and it's cleared out of the zone. A coin to Janssen. Rangers are changing. Bates went back at Fleury and took him down. There's an offside whistle on the play. 5:18 to go. There's a lot of stuff going on.
This is the old hello goodbye move. Watch Michael Pekka hello to Theo Fleury goodbye. Shot on goal, and there was a rebound, and you could see Parrish and Bates tried to get to it. Again, Fleury moves over. He's working with Bates, and the right foot knocked Bates down. Bates kept working on Fleury. So the battles continue on Long Island.
They finally did give the Islanders 2 shots on their power play, by the way. The 2 we talked about, point shot and then the Kavasha shot. The nice lead to Isbister, shot blocked. Winds around, Ulanov chases, Yashin after him. The 2 Russians battle, and Ulanov pushes it ahead. Jeff Toms into the middle. Johansson drops, shot by Karpa, gloved by Osgood. He holds on.
Yeah, Karpa just wanted to make sure he hit the net. Karpa started, Sam, with a blocked shot in front of Mike Richter. Karpa coming back, a second game back from a separated shoulder. He said he didn't get tested much in his first game back the other night against Minnesota, so he didn't feel too bad, but he felt, you know, it's not 100%, but it's strong enough to play. So he blocked a shot, and then he joined the rush and had the shot on Chris Osgood that he gloved.
If you're just joining us, Alexei Yashin scored at 2:01. Islanders had the lead, played well the first 9 minutes of the period. Suddenly it turned around. Leach, or rather Fleury, unassisted at 9:15, and then 38 seconds later, Brian Leach at 9:53 unassisted. 27 seconds after that, Sandy McCarthy. Rebound of a Sean McKenna shot. Malakoff shot did not get through. Yashin's got the puck. 3-1 Rangers. Giveaway to Dvorak off the skate of Messier. Messier's got it back. Blocked by Scatchard. Hammerlich lifts it for Yashin. Kavasha moves in. Drop to Yashin. Offside. Islanders. 4:26 to go in this first period. Rangers' next game is Saturday night. It'll be in Buffalo. It'll be on Metro. Hope you'll join us for Geico Rangers game night at 6:30. Rangers and the Buffalo Sabres follow that. For the Islanders, they're on Saturday on TV 55 against the Montreal Canadiens at 7 p.m.
For the Islanders, excuse me, they go on a 5-game trip after this one. Montreal, Pittsburgh, Colorado, Phoenix, and Dallas. That's a long trip.
Yes.
For the Rangers, they go into Buffalo. Dan Blackburn will be the starting goaltender in that game on Saturday night. Then Mike Richter plans to be back in for Sunday at home with Montreal.
And Peter Laviolette was telling us he wants to get Garth Snow some games during that 5-game road trip, get him back into shape. Bates in deep against Malakoff. Pekka checked by York. A coin. Tip. Save. Nice tip by Mark Parrish skating through the slot. Boy, they timed that beautifully.
That's where Parrish scores his goal, Sam. He learned a lot from Dino Ciccarelli about how to play in front of the net when they were both down in Florida.
Pekka trying to get out in front. York trying to stay with him. And he does. Now it's Parrish against Leach. Bates against Malakoff. Malakoff using his reach. Rangers able to move it. Good play by Brian Leach. Fleury comes out. York is being hooked by Pekka on the way down. York leaves it. Lindros with a shot wide. York behind the net. Checked by a coin. Janssen swinging it around. And Berard able to keep it in. York checked by Kenny Janssen. Lindros moves in. Knocked down Janssen, and he fell down. Parrish trying to clear. Couldn't do it. Now it's brought out 2-on-1. Jason Blake with Michael Pekka. Berard back. Shot by Blake. Saved by Richter. Blake again. Finds the trailer. Lindgren missed it. It may have gone off his leg, and then he reached back to try and swat it on goal and missed it.
You know, when
Richter covered up.
Get cycling against the Pekka line down deep in the Islanders zone, they do a good job, and then all of a sudden, bang, they break out and catch you for an odd man rush. The Rangers were doing everything deep, never quite got the shot. Look at Pekka forced a turnover. 2-on-1. There's hustle by Klocek to get back. That made a shot from the angle, which was on goal. And then Lindgren, the centerman, tried to drive to the net and get to the puck, but couldn't. Here's that shot by Blake. And Richter's had a solid first period. The only goal against him was the Yashin play. It was a deflected play where Yashin was left open. Richter didn't have a chance on it. Islanders are out shooting the Rangers 13-11.
3:03 to go in the first. Lapointe and Toms for the face-off. Islanders control. Hammerlick. Now Lindgren, checked by Purinton. Took it away momentarily. Blake's shot was blocked in front. Jason Blake. Behind the net, Lapointe against Ulanov. Ulanov fires it around. Good play by Ulanov. Hit his man, took the puck, and fired it out of the zone. Hammerlick. Samuelson on the forecheck for the Rangers. Chipped out of the zone. Ken Sutton tied up by Michael Samuelson. Toms try to move it.
This is that line with the Rangers only having 9 forwards now. This line's been put together, and the Islanders just took a penalty at the bench on the change.
That's a bad one. In the Islanders zone, they make the touch. Rangers get a power play with 2:15 to go in this first period. It's a slashing call.
And Sutton, the defenseman put back in the lineup, is the player that takes the penalty. It was right over at the Islander bench. 2:14 to go, as you mentioned, Sam. Sutton goes to the box. It's slashing, and the Rangers have a 3-1 lead. There's Sutton moving in. Oh, that's not Sutton. Who was that? That was a good hit, I thought.
Yeah,
that's a good.
Blake,
that's
that's
not the play.
fine.
That's on the other side of the ice.
Yeah.
That's in the penalty box. It happened over on the Islanders side of the ice, Islander bench side. Sutton is in the box.
Sutton for slashing.
Try to get to the bottom of that.
At 17:46, Rangers' second power play 0 for 1. Joe Micheletti will rejoin us between periods. He'll be talking with Islander captain Michael Pekka.
It's over to the right side where you see some pushing and shoving along the boards. That's Sutton, I believe, who was facing the boards. He got shoved a bit, and then there. Little reaction penalty. Lost his cool just for a split second, and he's in the box.
Lindros, York, and Johansson up front with Leach and Fleury at the points. Fleury try to get it to York. Good play by Janssen to intercept and clear. Janssen and a coin with Bates and Pekka, the penalty killers for the Islanders.
Kenny Janssen looks like a new player, too.
Oh, he's playing very well.
They're very happy with what he's been able to do for this club this season.
Lindros dumps it into the corner. York and a coin. Janssen there against Johansson, and out comes Sean Bates. Bates and Pekka. Pekka had a shorthanded goal. The Islanders win over Tampa Bay. Bates moves in, just missed the far post.
See who moved up to Sam off the bench was Hammerlick.
Right.
He has a shorthanded goal on the season. He's a defenseman, but he'll jump up and read the play. Rangers tried to trade for him when he was moved here from the Edmonton Oilers.
Lead for Dvorak, hopped by him. Dvorak and Seager on. Lindros has stayed on. Fleury and Malakoff at the points. Seager toward the net, blocked by Tarnstrom. Seager battling. Lindros able to swing it around to Dvorak. Jason Blake trying to take it away. Dvorak to Lindros. 1 minute to go in the period. 45 seconds in the power play. Malakoff shot deflected wide. Lindros, long shift for him. Fleury to Malakoff. Dvorak. Blake checking him, now Hammerlick. Seager. Now Lindros against Hammerlick. Centered for Seager. Blocked by Lapointe. Into the corner. Hammerlick Checked by Seager. Taken away by Lindros. Fleury across to Malikov. Wrist shot deflected by Blake. Back of the net it goes. Pops loose. LaPointe's got it. Should get clear. And he does.
Okay, when were the penalty killers going to get tired? They didn't. They did a great job. The Rangers pressured them, but the penalty killers withstood it.
Lindros stayed on nearly the full 2 minutes. Power play is over. No shots on goal. A lot of deflections and blocks. Osgood plays it off the glass. Messier blocks it. 3-1 Rangers. 5 seconds to go in the period. Berard plays it deep to Johansson. Johansson waits. Messier goes in front. The pass off the skate, and the horn sounds. First period over. Started quietly for the Rangers. Islanders grabbed the early lead on the goal by Alexei Yashin at 2:01, and then middle of the period, suddenly it turned around. Rangers got 3 goals in a span of 1:05. We had a couple of scuffles and some fighting and some penalties handed out.
Richter was solid for the Rangers. The Fleury goal was a bad angle goal that Osgood let slide through his legs. That got the Rangers going. And then the Islanders, just for maybe the first time this season, actually unraveled just a little bit. Seemed to have caught themselves, and that was a big penalty kill for their team late.
3-1 Rangers, end of 1. Coming up, Joe will be talking with Michael Pekka.
New York Rangers hockey on MSG Network. Messier, Leach, Lindros, and the rest of the Blue Shirts are at the Garden to battle the Canadiens. Sunday night on MSG.
End of 1 at Nassau Coliseum. Rangers lead the Islanders 3-1. Let's go to Joe Micheletti in the studio. Joe.
Okay, Sam, thanks very much. I'm with the Islanders captain, Michael Pekka. Michael, you get the early goal. The first 9 minutes of the game you controlled. What happened in that 2-minute span?
I think we just got caught up in the emotion a little bit. You know, their first goal was just a Theo Fleury type goal, you know, and you think he got him angled out. He always seems to find a hole into the net. And then the next two were just, you know, breakdowns defensively, turnovers that, you know, you really can't do in a game with this much emotion. So, you know, we came back when I thought we played pretty well at the end of the period, and we just got to come out and score some goals now.
Yeah, you make an interesting point, because this has been an Islander team all season long that when things haven't gone well, it's been very, very resilient. What's been with this team that they don't get too high and they don't get too low?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with Peter. You know, he's a pretty mellow guy as it is. He knows when to get us going. He knows when to try and calm us down. And you know, it's just a case where in the preseason we showed some signs of resilience and coming back from behind in some games. And it's just that that belief is carried over the regular season. So you know, we're in there now, not feeling out of this game at all.
Before the penalty situation took place in that game, you were matched up head-to-head with Eric Lindros. He's one of the biggest players in the league, and certainly one of the biggest centers. What do you have to do to play against a player such as Eric?
It becomes a game of angles. You know, you want to make sure you're cutting off his path to the open ice and to the net, because when he gets a full head of steam, he's pretty tough to stop. And you know, you just want to try and cut off his flow, and sometimes try and cut off the passes to him down low on our end, and try and slow him down a little bit.
We appreciate your time. Good luck.
Thanks, Joe.
That's Michael Pekka, the captain of the Islanders. The Islanders trailing the Rangers by a score of 3-1 going into the second. Deb Kaufman in Sports Desk is up next.
Sam Rosen, John Davidson, Joe Micheletti at Nassau Coliseum. This is the Adecco Intermission Report, and the highlights are brought to you by Adecco, the employment people. Islanders score first, John.
Yeah, you're going to see the Rangers actually do a nice job defensively, and then Klocek and McKenna on the far side of the ice couldn't work the puck out. Hamrlik got it, put it on goal, but there was a deflection across to Yashin, and he scores a tap-in, his 8th of the season. The Islanders led early. Harris with a big shot. Richter kicks it out. Fleury just grabs the puck and goes up ice. Takes the forward, baits wide, and caught the goaltender. Osgood moving. He should have had that one. 1-1. Then Leach decided to do the same thing. He just went up ice. Sutton, the defenseman, fell down. Leach moved in and took a great shot off the crossbar. Rangers led 2-1. Watch McCarthy and Cairns. It's a stare down. It's the OK Corral. Only nothing happened. The play kept going. And McCarthy actually moves up here and helps force a turnover when the Islanders flip the puck in accidentally to their own zone. McKenna with the shot, McCarthy the rebound, he scores, and the Rangers led 3-1, and that led to a mini brawl. Lots of penalty minutes, and that's how the period ended.
3-1, 3 goals in a span of 1:05. Second period in a moment. Welcome back to Nassau Coliseum. Take a look at the first period scoring summary. Alexei Yashin got his 8th from Isbister and Hammerlich to make it 1-0. And then the Rangers, Fleury unassisted with his 6th at 9:15. 38 seconds later, Leach's 5th unassisted. And then 27 seconds after that, McCarthy is 2nd from McKenna. So McKenna, recalled from Hartford, gets a goal Tuesday, gets an assist tonight. He will return from his 17 minutes of penalties at 7:20. McCarthy will be eligible to return at 2:20. Shots on goal, Islanders 13, Rangers 11. That's the most goals the Islanders have given up in their last 10 games. They've given up 2 goals or fewer over the last 9 games.
Yeah, per game.
That's right.
This is one period. But the Islanders had a strong penalty kill late, as the Rangers had a full 2 minutes to try to make it 4-1. The Rangers couldn't, so we start the second period 3-1 in favor of the Rangers. McKenna comes back, Sam, and if he gets another instigator penalty, he's tossed from the game.
Right.
And if you accumulate 3, you start getting suspended. So that's something for a player to be aware of. So here we go.
Second period, Lindros, York, Fleury, Malakoff, and Leach open for the Rangers. Pekka, Parrish, and Bates, Janssen, and Aucoin for the Islanders. Malakoff and Leach. Fleury banging it off the boards. York sends it deep and chases against Sean Bates. Fleury leaves it for Lindros. Circling, playing it on goal, tipped just wide by Fleury. Nice play. Aucoin outlets to Pekka. Cross for Aucoin. Shot partially deflected by Leach. Richter pokes at it. Centered, open man, Parrish. Saved by Richter.
Miscommunication. There's nothing worse than miscommunication. And Richter put the puck behind the net, but whoever thought he was going to get it ended up moving away from the net. Look at Richter stop it, but everybody moves away to this side. So Richter leaves the puck and then finally decides, whoa, baby, I'm in trouble now. Chips it away. Pekka with a great move, and there's the shot. Richter makes a nice save to recover. Those are types of plays that can turn a game around quickly. Richter actually thought he was going to have some help, but both players went away from the goal net. Richter recovered. 2 Islanders were wide open, and Richter stopped and made the save and then squeezed the puck to force this face-off.
Islanders have been good in second periods, great in third periods this season.
Yashin's back above the circle, almost in a defenseman's position in case the Islanders win the draw. He's back here. The defenseman's moved up, so it's a set face-off play. Again, Sam, 3 natural centermen on the line, so it doesn't really matter who takes the draw other than Yashin has the bad hand.
Kavasha now against Messier. Messier kicks it to the boards. Kocek sends it around to Dvorak, and he clears the zone. It goes all the way down. It'll be an icing on the Rangers. Tarnstrom back to touch up. We are 1 minute into the second period, with the Rangers leading 3-1. And we want to alert our fans the introduction of the micro plans that let you experience excitement of Rangers hockey. Select 3 from 3 different plans. Weekend, weeknight, and combo packages consisting of 5 home games on sale now. To purchase your micro plan, please call the season subscription department 212-465-6073 during regular business hours, 9 to 5.
Messier with a good face-off win over Scatcherd.
Hammerlich against Dvorak. Nice takeaway. Trying to get it to Messier. It was tipped away by Kavasha. Tarnstrom, rookie defenseman from Sweden, 26 years old, able to clear it out. And it's whistled down for an offside. Rangers still in the zone. 1:19 gone by in the second period.
And we mentioned before about Hammerlich when he came to the Islanders. The Rangers expressed interest too.
Yes.
But Kevin Lowe felt that the deal would be more of a good deal for their organization up in Edmonton if Hammerlich was dealt to the Islanders. Their key defensemen, Hammerlich and Kenny Janssen, have really played well for them. And then Adrian Aucoin was brought here to help the power play with his big shot. And the coaching staff and Mike Milbury today said that, boy, he's really played well defensively on top of having the great big shot that he has.
Webb playing it in. On-off band on the clearing attempt. Webb with a hit on Purinton. But the Rangers get help, and Jeff Tom skates it clear. Toms, Johansson, and Samuelsson. Shot drops off the glove of Osgood. Sharp angle shot by Samuelson went wide. Talked to Samuelson after the Minnesota game, John. He was happy with his defensive play. Wants to get more involved offensively. Penalty upcoming on the Rangers.
Purinton's going to take a penalty.
LaPointe is still down at the red line, trying to drag himself to the Islander bench.
It's an elbowing call on Purinton, and Purinton now gets challenged somewhat by Steve Webb. You know, Purinton was getting hit from his left side, and over on the right side, you see the elbow. I think Purinton, I thought at first, didn't know that LaPointe was there, but when you see that replay, he knew he was there. Purinton was getting hit from the left side, and as that was happening, he looked to his right, saw LaPointe, and put the elbow right into his ear.
Let's go downstairs to Joe Michelotti. Joe.
Sam, on December 22nd, the Olympic coaches have to finalize their rosters, and there's 3 players playing in this game tonight that are under the spotlight. Of course, for the New York Rangers, and that's Herb Brooks right there, who will be the head coach for Team USA. He's looking at 3 players, watching them closely. They've opened a lot of eyes here in the early part of the season. Mike Richter in goal for the Rangers. Michael York, who's had a tremendous year as well for the Rangers. And for the New York Islanders, the leading goal scorer in the National Hockey League is U.S.-born Mark Parrish. So Herb Brooks has been making the rounds, looking at some players, and those 3 under the spotlight tonight. Sam, JD?
And Mark Parrish played a couple of years on the U.S. World Junior team. So he's played for some international competition before. So Mark has really blossomed, and certainly Herb Brooks giving some close attention to those prospects. And Mike Richter, he certainly knows what he can do, and the way Mike has come out and played since the start of the season.
3 games in 3 nights. Fleury take a penalty here?
A penalty call, and the Rangers will be down 2 men.
Now the Rangers might be unraveling. This could be a double minor as Yashin is reaching up to his face. So now the Rangers start to do some unraveling of their own. Purinton took the elbowing penalty, and now away from the play, Theo Fleury with a high stick. And you can see Ron Lowe with a little head shake. This is a pivotal part of the game. It's a 2-minute penalty. The stick went into his face. It's a penalty, but it was not one of those ones where it was retaliation or an on-purpose play. It's an accidental play, and the Rangers are down now 2 men for 1:38.
Crucial point of the game. Islanders down by 2. A chance to get back into it now. Purinton for elbowing at 1:55. Fleury for high sticking at 2:17.
4 forwards on the ice. Only Hammerlick, a natural defenseman for the Islanders.
Pekka, Cherkovsky, Parrish, Hammerlick, and Yashin, the 5 for the Islanders. Cherkovsky to Hammerlick. Messier, Leach, and Malakoff for the Rangers. That shot high and wide, taken by Yashin all the way out.
Did he catch that? That was a rocket, but it went wide. Parrish is really good around the net.
Cherkovsky, pressured by Malakoff. Cross-ice speed off the boards. Pekka lets it go to Parrish, gets it back. Pressure from Leach. Now it's Parrish. Met by Malakoff. Around to Yashin. Yashin plays to Hammerlick. And back. Yashin down low. Shot wide by Pekka. Hammerlick has the puck. Cherkovsky moving it. Pekka against Malakoff.
Now the penalty killers start to tire.
Shot by Yashin, saved, loose, and the rebound went wide by Pekka.
No stick for Malakoff.
Pekka's got it now. Yashin, 40 seconds in the 2-man. Hammerlick's pass, tip. Messier gave Malakoff his stick. Shot by Hammerlick goes wide. They missed the net a couple of times. Yashin's got it again. Yashin moves it and shoots, hit the post. Oh man, the Islanders missed the net a couple of times, now hit the post. Cherkovsky's got it. 20 seconds in the 2-man. Yashin again. Parrish screening in front. Pekka. Yashin. Down low. Cherkovsky. In front. Chipped over the top by Parrish. Parrish stuffs it in. He scores. With 8 seconds to go in the 2-man advantage. Mark Parrish scores to make it 3-2. The Islanders will continue on the power play.
Goal number 13 for Parrish. The Islanders had missed the net about 4, maybe 5 times, along with a goal post. Messier was without a stick because he gave it to Malakoff. Pekka had missed the net, but Parrish, who's got those good hands, actually missed the net, got his own rebound, and scored on the backhand with those real quick hands. 9 seconds remaining in the original penalty, so the Islanders stay on for another 31 seconds. The power play, missed the net, missed the net, missed the net, hit a goal post, and then the fine, quick hands of Parrish work on the backhand. It's 3-2.
I think Richter was a little exhausted in that.
Well, they all were saying.
Scramble.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rangers needed a stoppage, never got it. 5-on-4 advantage for the Islanders. It's a 3-2 game. A coin to Janssen. 25 seconds to go on the Islander power play. A coin fires in wide of the net. It's offside, Islanders.
It's loud. You couldn't even hear the whistle in here. These fans are having a blast. Peter Laviolette, two coaches here that are just great to talk to in the game, aren't they? Ron Lowe and Peter Laviolette. Peter was saying the coach that helped him the most to become a head coach in the NHL, Emil Francis' son, Bobby Francis, who's now the head coach and young head coach in Phoenix.
Bobby was the head coach when Peter was an assistant down
playing coach,
in
actually,
Rhode Island at Providence. Mark Parrish leading the NHL with 13 goals. But how about Peter going down to Wheeling, West Virginia, someplace he knew nothing about, to be a head coach, to get the experience?
Put it this way, he and his wife have a child born in West Virginia when he was coaching in Wheeling.
Right.
They have a child born on Rhode Island where he was coaching in the minors, and now they're expecting one that'll be born here in the New York area in January.
Very nice.
So he's hoping he doesn't get moved around too much anymore.
Kavasha across, met by Berard. Final seconds of the power play. Sean Bates with a puck. Out of the box comes Fleury. Centered, Richter poked at it. Isbister couldn't get there. Lindros moves it out. So the Islanders cash in on the 5-on-3 and cut the Rangers lead to 3-2. 4.5 minutes gone by in the second. Isbister. Bates goes to the net. Left it for Kavasha. Checked by York. York knocks it away. Shot by Hammerlich. Deflected save by Richter. Oh, big save.
Berard took his man Bates, or Bates would have had a rebound.
Kept in. Bates, good job. Now it's Isbister with a backhander. A save by Richter. The rebound went wide, and it comes to the line. Kept in by Karlstrom. That shot went wide. Played by York. Islanders have really picked up their game to start this period. Nice lead to Lindros. He shoots, save by Osgood. York. Kavasha tried to move it. Beautiful pass, sending in Lindros. Malakoff for Lindros. Lindros against Hammerlich. Works it in deep. Karnstrom hit by Dvorak. Around the boards, Fleury is there. In deep for Dvorak against Karnstrom, who tackled him. Shot by Purinton, saved by Osgood. Karnstrom takes it away, plays it into the crowd. Play stops.
Well, Mike Richter's conditioning level will be checked about now. The puck has been all over his net. The Rangers are back to turning the puck over at their own blue line. What a pass here by Fleury to Lindros. This shot hit the outside of the shaft of the goal stick by Osgood. A big save, a timely save by Osgood. You see York to Fleury. He hit Lindros right on the tape. Stick side low shot. That's a tough save for a goaltender. And Osgood came up big. Here's Bates. Nice little deflection, and Berard took him right out of the play, so he couldn't find the puck after Richter made the save. It has really been good, hasn't it?
Islanders 19 shots. Rangers 3. Islanders with 6 shots already in this period. We've played 5:33.
Rangers put now only Klocek over on the right side for this draw. He's a defenseman. He's down low in here. The forwards are all back on the left side. Messier's going to try and draw it back.
Tied up by Scatchard. Seeger's got the puck, winds and shoots, deflected. Played by Dvorak, save made by Osgood. There was a chance for Osgood. We've got an update coming your way from the MSG Sports Desk. For that, let's go to Deb Kaufman.
Sam and JD 36 seconds into the second. Buffalo increases their lead. Miroslav Chitan, who wants to leave the team to play the early Olympic rounds, scores on the Thrasher backup Milan Hlinka. 2-0 Buffalo.
Thank you, Deb. And of course, the Rangers will be in Buffalo Saturday night. We'll have that game for you on Metro, 6:30 game night.
Here's that last faceoff, and look to the right side. Dvorak will be wide open. The Islanders had 3 guys on Messier, and a good save by Osgood as he went down low, waiting for the low shot and got it. Osgood settling in here.
The Rangers got a couple of chances, though. Lindros chance and the Dvorak chance.
Osgood settled in. Two good saves. Big, timely saves with his team down by a goal.
Must be an icing on the Islanders.
Buffalo's a game below 500. They'll probably get back to 500 tonight before the Rangers go in. But they had a little trouble scoring, haven't they?
Yes, they have. Very much so. Parrish got the goal, his 13th from Tchaikovsky and Yashin at 3:46. Parrish has a 10-game point scoring streak with 11 points in the 10 games as he continues his superb play. 19 points on the season and a league high 13 goals. Yashin has a goal and an assist in the game.
I have to mention it with Parrish. You pay a big price to score goals and get points around the goal net. You get battered, smacked, and he learned a lot from the old pro, Dino Ciccarelli, who was a great goal scorer.
Parrish from Edina, Minnesota. Puck around the board, Sean Bates. They will clear the zone. Put back in by Fleury, and that's an offside on the Rangers. Deliberate offside. Face off in the Rangers zone. 13:49 to go, second period.
As we ready for the face-off, the Pekka line out there, but not against Lindros, not against Malakoff and Leach. I think with the offensive zone face-off, the Islanders are trying a percentage play here with their top-scoring unit on the ice.
Rangers have Toms, Samuelson, and Johansson. Toms and Pekka for the face-off, and played by Toms. Good play off the end boards near side. Johansson brings it out. Moves it to Toms. Breaks in, gets a shot off save, and it's been aside. What a play by Jeff Toms, and he drew the penalty.
Play in the neutral zone, Sam, as they got away from Michael Pekka right at center ice. The shot was on goal, and Osgood with another key save. It's a hooking call to Hammerlick. Toms and the team won the face-off. They get the puck away from Parrish right here, and then now watch Johansson, and they make a move there on Pekka. That sprung them loose, and there's the hook by Hammerlick. They did a nice job getting around Michael Pekka at center ice there, and that's a hard thing to do. Jeff Toms is showing that he can play hockey at the NHL level.
He started by getting the face-off, recovering it out after a standoff, making the play around the net, and coming down, coming awfully close to scoring.
Rangers' third power play, is that correct?
That is right.
So they're 3 for 45 on the road this season. 3 for 45. They could use one right about now. The Islanders getting a power play goal.
Islanders have killed off 18 straight over the last 5 games, including this one. Lindros, York, and Johansson. Leach and Fleury for the power play. Kept in by Leach. Johansson for York, taken away by Kenny Janssen. And Jason Blake clears. Blake and Lapointe with Janssen and a coin. Now Janssen goes off, and Tarnstrom comes on.
It's all about aggressive play by this Islander penalty kill unit. They're everywhere.
Osgood lets Tarnstrom play it. York on him, forced the turnover. Lindros to Johansson, who shot it wide. Brought out by Lapointe. Lapointe in against Leach. Winds it deep. The penalty was Hammerlick for hooking at 6:27. 12:45 to go, second period. 3-2 Rangers. Lindros tipped it in on goal. Osgood clears it himself.
He's good at handling the puck. He almost scored a goal in that shutout win over Tampa Bay. Just missed the open net with a goalie removed late in the game.
Leach, Dvorak, and Messier and Seager. Dvorak to the net. He scores! Riddick Dvorak! It's a power play goal, and the Rangers lead 4-2.
Well, for Dvorak, I mean, the left side of the defensive zone for the Islanders just opened up. I mean, opened up. Dvorak gets his 5th. And Sam, I couldn't believe how the ice opened up over on this side. The Islanders have a man over on the boards, one in the middle, and there's the pass. And Dvorak used his left leg as a shield as the stick came over to try to get to his stick. And in doing so, he kept the puck free. See that? And put a great shot in past Osgood. Leach with the final pass, a beauty. The ice just opened up, and the Rangers had a chance to score on the rush and got it. Low to the stick side. As Osgood was on his way down, Dvorak scores. That's somewhat similar to the pass to Lindros earlier. Remember, he broke in.
Dvorak with his 5th from Leach and Fleury at 7:34. Leach has a goal and an assist. So the Rangers answer back with a power play goal of their own. Fleury now has a goal and an assist in the game as well. Moving across, Alexei Yashin. Checked there by Ulanov. The shot did not get through. Seeger the other way as Hammerlich was taken down. Messier pulls up. Nice pass to Seeger. Couldn't control it. Islanders turn it the other way. 7:34, the time of the goal by Dvorak. Here's Strakovsky. Shot blocked by Ulanov. Tries to move it. Stopped by Yashin. Now Ulanov able to get it to Seeger. Seeger against Isbister. Messier chipped it off the boards to Seeger. Goes wide to Samuelson. 4-2 Rangers with 11:15 to go in the second period. Second time the Rangers have had a 2-goal lead. David Karpa, Igor Ulanov. Janssen against Samuelson. And Johansson takes over. Around the net against Lapointe. Forced the other way. Taken down, trying to draw a penalty. He had Lapointe's stick tucked under his arm.
Yeah, that was a good non-call. I agree.
Blocek sends it in. Osgood stops it. Fires it off the board. Nice play. Jason Blake breaks in. Pulls up. Lost the puck behind him, offside.
Nice pass by Osgood, Sam, but Blake went offside.
You know, we're going to bring Joe Micheletti in on this time.
It's trivia time. Go Foil sponsors the trivia.
Joe will get it.
Yeah? Okay, let's see. Since Dennis Potvin retired, which two Islander defensemen have scored 40 points in consecutive seasons?
So that's about the last 15 seasons worth, right? Then he retired what year?
I'm rushing to my media guide. I'll be back.
Easy now. Easy. And no asking the people in the stands either, Joe.
I got a lot of Islander fans around me down here. I'll have that answer for you. Come back in about 2 minutes.
Two Islander defensemen. I think I've got one, big boy.
You see Parrish there almost deflect the puck again as he's always in front of the net.
Scramble around the net.
Lindros had his shot blocked. Kieranton took a run at Parrish.
Blocek checked by Bates. Kept in by a coin. And kicked out of the zone and picked up by Eric Lindros. Nice pass. Fleury moves in. He shoots. Save. Rebound goes wide. Dale Puritan with a chance that just carried wide.
The Rangers are skating. They are skating. They are really getting through the neutral zone and over the blue line at will.
Tonight, Fleury and Lindros have really created some chances. Icing is whistled against the Islanders. 9:42 to go in the second. Rangers lead 4-2.
4-2 Rangers. They very nearly make it 5-2. Fleury stopped, and there's Puritan, the defenseman, just shanking the shot wide. He's had a very active game. A lot of it to do with Blake, who's a quick skating, tough forward. The key is to not take retaliation penalties when they're trying to bump you. There he got back to Blake somewhat. Did Puritan on the play?
You know what that was? Almost was for Dale Puritan? It was almost his first NHL goal. He missed by about 3 inches.
9:35 to go, second period. 4-2. Rangers lead it. If you joined us late, you missed a Ranger barrage in the middle of the first period where they scored 3 goals in 1:05 to turn the game around after trailing 1-0. As Fleury and Leach scored unassisted goals, and then Sandy McCarthy had a rebound of a McKenna shot to make it 3-1. Messier shoots, saved by Osgood, and he decides to cover up.
That fourth goal by Dvorak on the power play seems to have really gotten the Rangers going again. They're making good passes. They're putting pressure on the Islanders, and it seems like the Islanders have dropped just a hair. Sam, and there's a lot more time in their zone right now. The Rangers have had the last, I think it's 5 shots on goal in this period. The Islanders had a barrage on Richter during that 2-man advantage before Parrish scored, but the Rangers have picked it up since, and the power play goal by Dvorak really seemed to change it here.
Toms with Johansson and Samuelson.
You know what's missing? Mike York's missing from the bench. I was just trying to count the Rangers. They're minus a player. I'm pretty sure it's Mike York.
Isbister makes a move around Karpa and missed the net. Great drive by Isbister to the net. Tchaikovsky working against Ulanov. Long shot, stick saved by Richter. Rebounded Isbister. He's wrapped up by Karpa along the boards. Now it's Claude Lapointe. Lapointe against Jeff Toms. Centers. It was blocked by Toms. Double team by Tchaikovsky. Toms gets away with the puck. Good play by Jeff Toms and unable to clear. Good effort by Isbister. Lapointe centers. Shot by Janssen deflects to the near side. Isbister's got it. Taken away by Ulanov. Kept in by a coin that was brought out offside. Claude Lapointe, 8:17 to go in the second period. Rangers leading 4-2. Budweiser salutes America's designated drivers. We all make a difference.
You know, Jim Ramsey, the medical man, is on the bench for the Rangers, and the door opens, so York must have had a skate problem. As, yeah, we see Cass now come back from the bench. Now, he's the equipment man, so York, I think, has a skate problem. He was on the ice, remember, when he fed Fleury, who led Lindros for that breakaway that Chris Osgood made the save on. There's Jim Ramsey. He's a medical guy. If York had a medical problem, Jim Ramsey would be in the locker room with him. So I think it's an equipment problem. York not in the bench. The Islanders have all their players on the bench.
Sandy McCarthy back playing the right side here in place of Mike York with Lindros and Fleury. Kocek clearing the zone. Put back in by Pekka. Gave it away to Brian Berard. McCarthy. Fleury. Off the corner boards. Janssen. McCarthy with a good effort to take it. It's taken back by Pekka. Clears the zone. Bates against Berard. Bates goes hard, one-handed shot, and throw penalty on Berard.
He went hard. Berard's a good skater, but Bates didn't give up, and in driving to the net and taking the shot, that's when Bates was pulled down. York has now returned from the Rangers locker room. He's checking a skate out as he steps on the ice. He's ready to go. So the Islanders down by 2, 7:47 to go in the second, have a power play. It's a holding call against Berard. Bates showed some speed to the outside. Berard's a terrific skater. It was kind of a tie. This is Pekka on the puck, banks it off the boards, and Bates tries to outskate Berard, who stays with him. And you can see the play with one arm by Berard pulling his man down.
Islanders' fourth power play. They're 1 for 3. Berard holding at 12-13. Pekka, Parrish, Yashin, Bates at the right point, Hammerlick at the left point. Fleury and York with Leach and Malakoff. And Malakoff can't clear. Malakoff tries again. All the way down it goes.
Yeah, York right back on the ice, and he makes a play right away. It was interesting, too. Fleury took the draw, and not York. They're both right-handed shooters.
7.5 minutes to go, second period. 4-2 Rangers. Malakoff with a good poke check. Fleury picks it up. Fleury against Hammerlick. Left it behind. Pekka chipped it back behind his own goal line.
The more you see Malakoff play, the more you understand how good he is with that poke check, with that long, long reach.
Well timed. Michael Samuelsson and Andreas Johansson, the Swedish connection for the Rangers on ice as penalty killers. Samuelsson, his second game since being called up from Hartford. Ranger coaching staff trust him defensively. Really very responsible player. Richter leads it. Backhanded by Karpa off the glass. Hammerlick keeps it in. Toward the net. Tipped wide. Yashin to the puck. Yashin, Tchaikovsky, and Parrish up front. Karpa trying to move it. Tchaikovsky keeps it alive for the Islanders. Back to Yashin in the corner. Yashin to Hammerlick. Shot blocked by Johansson. Johansson chops at the puck and able to chop it down the ice.
35 to go on the power play. Rangers make a change. Malakoff right back on the ice.
Bates to Kenny Janssen. Fires it in. Around it goes. Ulanov is there. Taken away by Tchaikovsky. Ulanov able to move it to Malakoff. Dvorak trying to break out. Janssen fights Tchaikovsky. Save. Rebound cleared aside by Ulanov.
What a pass by Kenny Janssen. Oh, what a save by Richter.
Dvorak moves in. Backhander is a save. Dvorak tried to break out of the zone. Janssen stopped it and created an offensive chance. And Richter with a great save. Power play is over. Islanders 1 for 4 on the power play. 5:40 to go, second period, 4-2 Rangers. Fleury fires in. Fleury over skates, Janssen takes over. Messier on with Fleury and Seeger. Now Fleury goes to the bench, Lapointe across. Isbister, Scatchard to the net. Redirects it wide. Scatchard again. Comes out against Messier, pass blocked by Seeger. Malakoff clears Kocek cleared the zone. All the way down, it'll be an icing on the Rangers. 5:09 to go, second period. Rangers with a 4-2 lead on the Islanders. This game part of the New York Hockey Challenge presented by TD Waterhouse. A matchup of the centers Eric Lindros and Michael Pekka. See the ice time, face-offs, and Lindros a +1, Pekka -1 thus far in the game. 5:09 to go in the second. Scatchard face-off win. Harnstrom moves, sets up Blake, deflected by Berard into the crowd.
Another set play by the Islanders on the face-off. As the puck is won cleanly to the point, the wingers got to swing out to the top of the circle and set up. Blake's in here. Watch as the puck is won back right to the point man, back in here. Blake will come right out. See how he's going to release here? He's backing up. He's released. Now he's set for the shot. The defenseman's job is to get it down to him. This coaching staff has done a nice job to try to set these guys up for face-off shots, and a good job by Berard to get out and deflect the puck into the stands.
Toms with a face-off win. Berard lifts it out of the zone. Samuelson goes for it. Brings it in against Jason Blake. Off the side of the net, poked it in the corner by Osgood. Toms against Hammerlick. Now it's Samuelson. Johansson shot it wide. And Lapointe gets to the puck. Harnstrom able to clear the zone. Rolls back into the Rangers end. Berard drives it off the boards. Blocked by Lapointe. And then cleared out by Toms.
Islanders going with 4 defensemen, huh, Sam? Pretty well.
For the most part, yeah. Cairns is not playing. I think they're rotating 5, John. Well, no, Sutton hasn't played. You're right.
Sutton and Cairns aren't
Sutton
playing.
And Cairns not playing.
Tarnstrom's getting a way more ice than usual,
yes.
Filling in for Martinek was out with the injury.
Race for the puck. And
here we go, in front of the Rangers bench.
Wrestling
point tied up with Andreas Johansson. I didn't see how it started. I just saw them start to wrestle over there. The point took an elbow right to the face from Kieranton earlier and dropped, but he seems to be okay, and he's back in for battle. 4:10 to go in this second period. How about the Islanders in their third periods?
Oh, they're outstanding.
+13 on the season.
Yes.
Only Calgary has a better number of +14. Something to be aware of. There's Johansson with his finish on the point as the puck went by them. Johansson with a shove and the point back at him, and there's Race Capanella to try and separate. Then they get minors apiece.
2 minutes each for roughing.
So some 4-on-4 here.
Johansson's been part of 2 seasons in the Islanders organization. Played 3 games in the 95-96 season and 15 games 96-97. Johansson and Lapointe 2 each for roughing at 15-50. So the teams now skate 4 aside.
Yeah, the Rangers put Lindros and Fleury out there. So right away the coaches of the Islanders counter with you-know-who. Pekka's out there with Bates. And Leach and Malakoff played all game long with Lindros, Johansson, and a coin have been all night long with Pekka. And these guys are getting to know each other.
Yeah, Kenny Janssen.
Or Janssen, not Johansson. I apologize. Kenny Janssen.
Janssen and a coin. Pekka and Bates. Lindros, Fleury, Leach, and Malakoff. 3:55 to go. Second period. 4-2 Rangers. Malakoff fell down. Bates moves in. Try to center. Malakoff caught up and blocked it. Around for Lindros. Finds it. Fleury picks it up. Races in with Leach. 2-on-1. Fleury holds, shoots, save made by Osgood.
That's a biggie late in the second. Huge.
Lead for Bates. He races in. Lindros cut him off and took him down. Nothing called on the play. Lindros sends out Fleury. Fleury against Hammerlick. Fleury shoots, deflected into the crowd.
Oh, what a play by the Rangers to set up the 2-on-1, and then Fleury actually ended up with 2 men of the Rangers in front of Osgood and no Islanders. They were both out of the play, and Fleury got robbed. Around the boards, Malakoff put the puck, and here's where Lindros tries to find it. Jansson's there, and Fleury just gave it to Linda Ronstadt, the old Blue Bayou. And there's 2 Rangers in front. Leach was there, and a huge, huge save by Osgood. Huge save. Look at the other defenseman go down. That was a coin. And Osgood. I mean, it would have been 5-2, Sam, at the time. Here's the Lindros play with his stick on Bates. No call on that one. Lindros and Fleury are kind of getting it together, aren't they?
They've been flying all night. 3:22 to go, second period. York on the face-off against Kvasha. York, Enyo, and Dvorak with Ulanov and Berard for the Rangers. Tarnstrom, Hammerlick, Kvasha, and Yashin for the Islanders. Tarnstrom moves in. Checked by Ulanov. Kvasha behind the net. 4-2 Rangers. 3 minutes to go. Hammerlick with a shot stopped by Richter. Ulanov reverses, and Berard takes over. Berard carries in, going all the way, deep against Tarnstrom, winds it around for York. Hammerlick ties him up. Dvorak takes over, knocked away and out of the zone. 25 seconds to go in the 4-on-4 as Ulanov swings it around to Berard in center. By him, chipped back by Seeger, gave it away to Isbister. Isbister shoots wide. Seeger. It's by Tchaikovsky. Berard couldn't handle the pass. Tchaikovsky moves in against Berard. Tchaikovsky stopped, forced back, stays with the puck. Shoots and a save, rebound missed by Isbister. He had a wide open net.
Ulanov knocked it down with his hand, I think. That's why he couldn't get to the puck.
Team's back at full strength. Under 2 minutes to go in the second period. 1:57 remaining. Rangers leading 4-2. Each team with a power play goal here in the second.
Tchaikovsky turning. Watch Ulanov's hand. Right there. He knocked the puck just before Isbister could get to it. Ulanov in front. Isbister fades away to try to find open ice. Ulanov knows where he is, and there with that left hand just got the puck with a backhand side of it, chipping it away. The Islanders had a power play, and Richter made a spectacular save on Tchaikovsky. Then there was 4-on-4. Osgood comes up with the great big save on Theo Fleury with Brian Leetch standing there, and it still sits 4-2 Rangers.
1:57 to go in the period. Scatcherd won it back. Johansson moving it to a point, and back it goes to him. Up the middle, tipped ahead by Scatcherd. Karpa after the puck. Good hit by Scatcherd. Purinton against Kvasha. Scatcherd takes the puck away. Scatcherd keeps it alive. Kvasha's in front. Scatcherd forced back by David Karpa. Kvasha hit by Purinton. Kvasha stays with it. Purinton checking him. Tapped ahead to Scatcherd, try to get it back to Yashin, but Samuelson was there to break up the play and clear the zone.
2 weeks ago, Sam, the Rangers would have made mistakes in their own zone and given up a scoring chance. That time they stayed with their people beautifully. The Islanders put a ton of pressure on, but couldn't find the shot.
Lindros to Samuelson. He turns, he shoots, just wide. Malakoff in deep. Jansson's got it. 1 minute to go, second period. 4-2 Rangers. Janssen has trouble. York pressuring him, and a coin able to move it out. Fleury has it back. Lindros plays it in. Janssen back to get it.
Islanders change. That's why Janssen takes his time.
Long pass tipped by Fleury into the Rangers bench. 38.3 seconds remaining in the second period. Joe Micheletti will have Eric Lindros as his guest between periods.
Dale Purinton getting a ton of ice time. He's taken the one elbowing penalty, but other than that, he's kept his cool. He's been pressured. He's got a big guy in Kvasha. Messier there is on Yashin, so Purinton has to switch and stay with his man. He does it nicely. Forces Kvasha to make a play. Doesn't want Kvasha to get back in the play. And the Rangers played man-on-man in their zone. They switched nicely and kept the Islanders to the outside. A dramatic improvement for their team compared to what we saw a couple of weeks ago.
Leetch with a good play, chips it into the Islander zone. Hammerlick bumped by York. And now Tarnstrom able to move it. Sean Bates circles the net. Bates, good rush up the ice. Pressured by Malakoff, centers, it's on goal. Richter stops it and covers up with 12.7 to go.
And Islanders wanted this. They forced a face-off with, as you said, 12.7 to go, and they've had face-off plays. The key for the Rangers to not allow the Islanders the face-off play is to not allow the Islanders centerman to win the draw clean. They make a change. Janssen comes on the ice. Tarnstrom goes off. Janssen's a much more accomplished player offensively, so they have Hammerlick and Janssen back there. Pekka wants to draw it back to his right. You can see he's got, whoops, I apologize. He's got that low hand turned over on the stick. He's got 2 men back here. And let's see what happens. Lindros wants to draw it back to the corner.
Pekka, Parrish, and Bates with Hammerlick and Janssen. Malakoff has trouble with Bates. Pekka tries to center, deflected. Parrish in the corner. Stopped by Lindros. Knocked down by Janssen. A shot deflected by Fleury. And the period comes to an end.
Well, entertaining. Wild at times. Great goaltending at times. Yet the Rangers have 4 and the Islanders have 2 after 2. Remember, the Islanders are the 2nd best team in the league so far this season of 30 teams, with the goals difference for and against in third periods. They're plus 13. Only Calgary, the Flames, at plus 14 or better.
Mark Parrish scored at .346 on a 5-on-3 power play for the Islanders, made it 3-2, and then the Rangers answered with a power play goal to make it 4-2. Want to update our fans about security measures in effect at all events at Madison Square Garden. Packages, briefcases, knapsacks, cameras, and video equipment will not be allowed in the arena. All patrons will go through a screening process upon entry, and ticket holders should arrive as early as possible. Doors for all Rangers games open 90 minutes prior to the scheduled start. Joe Micheletti is with Rangers head coach Ron Lowe. Joe.
Coach, the New York Islanders' best periods all season long have been the third period. You've got a 2-goal lead going into the third. What do you do?
I think we have to make sure we don't get into any outnumbered attacks against. We've had a couple of times where we've taken our 3 forwards and got them a little bit too deep. I think in the third we want to make sure we maintain a third guy high, and if we do that, make them come 200 feet if they're going to beat you.
Like the emotion in the building tonight?
Oh, this has been a great hockey game so far. I mean, we're leading, and obviously it's nice to be in that position, but it's been a great hockey game. Goaltending has been splendid.
We appreciate your time. Thanks.
Thanks, Joey.
Sam, back to you.
Thanks, Joe. End of 2 periods. Rangers 4, Islanders 2. Back at Nassau Coliseum right after this. Rangers with a 4-2 lead. Eric Lindros is getting some treatment, so Dale Purinton is pinch hitting. He's with Joe Micheletti right now. Joe.
Okay, Sam, thanks very much. The story is that you think eventually Sam Rosen is going to win all the trivia for the rest of the year. Is that a good scoop?
Yeah, what it was is JD's definitely been threatening with stuff, and I got Sam hooked up with a good boxing coach, and and he's going to start standing up for himself and throw straight punches down the pipe.
Speaking of boxing, this has been what started off to be somewhat of a calm first period, the early part. Then it got physical. Was that part of the plan?
I mean, you know, both teams that are playing in the same division, and you know, with such a good record, it's gonna start off you trying to feel each other out, and now it's definitely turned into more of the game you expected right off the bat, and try to wear each other down.
I know your coach Ron Lowe was telling me this morning and talking about you, how you seem to be getting more and more confidence and playing better and better all the time. You feel the same way about your play?
Yeah, it's you know, it's a learning experience, and the more you get out there and the more you can show that you can stay disciplined and play under pressure, the more ice. And they've worked with me, you know, for the last couple of years, and you know, brought me up quite well.
What about when your team was not playing well? You were giving up a lot of shots, you're giving up a lot of chances. What have you done as a defenseman and team-wise to get a little bit tighter in your own end?
It's just, you know, we're just boxing out. We're boxing out. I mean, they'll get the first shot. We're trying to keep them away from, you know, the rebounds and the sloppy goals. And it's, you know, starts with the whole team defense. And when the forwards are stopping up and taking their men, it really helps our whole defensive zone coverage.
You know, there's been so much hype for this game, the Islanders and the Rangers' first game this season, and a lot of emotion on both teams. You're a big physical player, and you like to play with a lot of emotion. Before the game, did you have to try and calm yourself down a little bit, or did you just want to get through there and get out on the ice?
I mean, these big games are, you know, I have butterflies still, and, you know, you want to get those shifts out of the way, but you know, you come play physical, but you have to find that line. I mean, we were up by 2 goals, and I got a penalty there, and they jump back in it. So, you know, it's 4-2, but by no means are they out of it. So we got to be disciplined and just stay to the game plan and keep plugging.
Continued success. Thanks for the visit.
Thank you very much.
The Rangers lead the Islanders by 2 going into the third period. Following this, it'll be Deb Kaufman in the sports desk.
We are back. Rangers with a 4-2 lead. Tonight's highlights brought to you by Adecco, the employment people. And the Islanders cut it to 3-2 on a 5-on-3 power play.
Yeah, they did everything but score. Then all of a sudden they did score. They hit goal posts. They missed nets. Parrish there was robbed, but he got to the puck in his quick hands. He was able to put the puck behind Richter on the backhand. That made it 3-2, but the Rangers come back. What a pass by Leach to Dvorak. That was on the power play. It was a rush, and Dvorak's able to score. He has been shooting in recent games.
Rangers take a 4-2 lead into the third period. We'll be back right after these messages.
Boy, those Islander coaches, they get back early. The players
do.
A good 2 minutes away from coming onto the ice, which they do now. But Peter Laviolette, Kelly Miller, and
if you joined us late,
Barriere at the bench.
A lot of action in the first period involving Sandy McCarthy here with Eric Cairns.
Yeah, they sort of meet up and have the stare down, but the gloves never did get dropped. Steve Webb wanted to get at it a little bit. He had a couple of words with McCarthy, who was focused on Cairns. Here's the turnover. The pass up to Blake did not work. McCarthy drives to the net and finds the puck on the rebound of the McKenna shot. Then he got a shot in the mouth from Cairns. McKenna went after Cairns, got the instigator. And McKenna and McCarthy have not played a lot, Sam. And this is more later. That was Webb and McCarthy at the Rangers bench. Webb got a 10-minute for that. Theo was on the bench doing the chicken dance. He likes to get involved.
And McCarthy's
had 2 shifts in the first, 2 shifts in the second. McKenna had 2 in the first, none in the second. For the Islanders, their defenseman, Sutton had 10 in the first, none in the second. Cairns had 3 in the first, none in the second. The Islanders went with 4 defensemen the whole second period.
And as John has been mentioning, the Islanders' third periods have been simply outstanding this year. 20 goals, given up just 7. That's the second best goal differential in the league. Calgary the best. So the Islanders will need a big third period to get back in it. Rangers are 5-0 this season when they take a lead into the third, and the Islanders 2-1-1, so they have come back when they trail going into the third. Look at that nice work by Ray Scapanello.
They'll be able to put an invoice in. A lot of excess water that never froze, and if the puck hits the water, it'll just stop. So he took the squeegee and pushed it away from the net. Richter says it's okay. And here we go.
Lindros, York, and Fleury, Leach, and Malakoff for the Rangers. Pekka, Bates, and Parrish, with Janssen and Aucoin for the Islanders. Mark Parrish has a goal for the Islanders. He leads the National Hockey League with 13 goals and has extended his point scoring streak to 10 straight games. Mike Pekka has a 6-game streak on the line. Aucoin, now Janssen. All the way across. Leach plays it out. Adrian Aucoin to Kenny Janssen, and he sends it back in. Richter stops it behind the net. Leach hustles to it, plays it up for York. Tapped away, but out of the zone. Sean Bates recovers. Bates playing it around to Aucoin. Fans trying to get the Islanders going. York winds it deep. Osgood sweeps it up the boards. Fleury, Leach, and McCarthy scored in the first period. Shot by Malakoff went wide. And then Dvorak in the second for the Rangers. Yashin and Parrish have scored for the Islanders. Pekka batting it out of the zone. Parrish dumps it in, and both teams will change. Vladimir Malakoff holds up behind his net. Scatcherd on the forecheck. Pass too far for Trocheck. In deep, Kabasha drops it back. Yashin cutting in. The back pass comes out of the zone. Gerard got bumped, then knocked down. And then help from Seager. Now Messier brings it across against Hammerlick. Seager against Yashin. Dvorak tied up along the boards by Tarnstrom. Seager. Tough to move the puck, tough to get anything going for either team.
Interesting to watch Yashin play, Sam. He's had 2 points, but he's had a quiet game. Yeah, he makes plays.
like he does. He's one of those players you think you've got him under control, and then before you know it, he'll make a play, a pass.
He's not a speedy guy.
Kavasha. Now Tchaikovsky. Mike Klocek goes around the net, forced back by Johansson. Centers all the way through. Nobody in front that time. Play for Tchaikovsky, and a good job with Klocek all over him. Tchaikovsky able to deflect the pass and went wide all the way down.
Klocek kept Yashin from getting to the net. You know, Yashin playing at Ottawa has had McEachran on the wing, a real fast skating winger. He doesn't have that here.
Samuelson, nice play. 3-on-1 down low, saved by Osgood. Nice play by Michael Samuelson. Samuelson winds it in for Johansson. He's wrapped up by a coin. Tchaikovsky steps in and able to clear the zone. McCarthy, bumped by LaPointe, turns it over to Janssen. 3 minutes gone by, third period. Rangers leading 4-2. LaPointe deflecting it in, and Richter plays it off the glass and all the way around. Hammerlich, stopped by Lindros. Now Fleury gets to it. Armstrong checks in, pass blocked. York. Checked by Parrish.
That was an alley-oop play again by Lindros. He likes to use that. We've seen that 3 or 4 times this season now.
Feed to Fleury. Shot blocked by Hammerlich. Not much getting through. Isbister with a lead. Parrish across. Back for Isbister. And a good job by York staying with him all the way back. Parrish centers. Deflected by Pekka in the corner. Armstrong against Fleury. Armstrong keeps it alive to Pekka. Up the boards. York takes over. Sean Bates for the Islanders. 4 minutes gone by in the third. Good defensive shift from Mike York.
Exactly what Ron Lowe talked about, Sam, during intermission with Joe Micheletti. Third man high, and don't give up the odd man rush. And York played it beautifully.
Sean Bates for the Islanders in his own zone. Messier, Dvorak, and Seager on. And Dvorak, a great skater, is the forechecker.
Do not see the scoreboard on your screens, because on the board here at the Garden, the big scoreboard, it says period number 4 at the Coliseum, or the Coliseum. Yeah. What did I say?
The Garden. Oh. Shot by Dvorak. Save.
That wouldn't happen at the Garden.
Long shot high and knocked down by Osgood. Backhander score! Mark Messier gives the Rangers a 5-2 lead.
A lot of Ranger fans here. They stand and cheer. The captain of the Rangers gets one. Good forecheck. Good work along the boards. The puck put in by Brian Leach, and Osgood just couldn't handle it. Rangers had 3 men there looking for the rebound, and the rebound went to Messier. He scores on the backhand. Osgood had a high shot that he couldn't squeeze. He couldn't handle. The rebound got away, and Messier on the rebound. He'll go to the net from that Leach shot, finds the puck, uses Johnson as a screen, and the Rangers have a 5-2 lead with 15:11 to go in this third period. The captain with a big goal in the third period.
The 654th career goal for Mark Messier, his third of the season, and his first goal in the last 10 games. Tom centers. Samuelson puts it in front. Rangers doing a lot of good things. Samuelson with a hit on Tchaikovsky. On a double team by Samuelson and Toms.
Third man high. You see the 2 men in deep. Back in here is Johnson. Third man high.
Rangers had a slow start to this game, but they've gotten into it, and they've maintained a good effort, good work ethic since the middle of the first period. Hammerlich. Tchaikovsky against Leach.
You mentioned that, Sam. I think it's defense first by the Rangers. It's paying off for us now. You know, York was back earlier. This time Johansson's back. Now we'll see what happens down low in the Rangers zone.
Tchaikovsky for Isbister. Leach checking him, and Richter hugging the post. Stops the puck and covers up. Messier got his third from Leach and Dvorak at 4:49. Leach with a 3-point game, a goal and 2 assists. Dvorak with a goal and 1 assist.
Now, we talked about the puck deep in the Islanders zone. This is Johansson in here. He's taking away the boards. The Rangers, you can see, no problems up high. But with that third man there, it does not allow the Islanders, if they control the puck, to head up ice on an odd man rush. And when you have a 3-goal lead, you can't cheat down low. Again, the 2 men are deep. And oops, my apologies. And that was it. Look at York back here, 16. He's looking like a defenseman. And he leans his man. The defenseman stayed wide. York came back through the middle. He took his mister beautifully. Now here's Yashin with Klocek. Yashin is a huge, strong guy. He's really good down low, walking off the boards. But it's hard to do it when you have a kid like Klocek, who's the size of a house himself. He won't allow Yashin to get to the net. Just won't do it. Yashin wasn't free.
Rangers won a stretch of 7 games in which they only scored more than 2 goals once. They've now scored 5 goals in 2 of their last 3 games and 13 in the last 3 overall. Fleury hit by Janssen. York lines it. Janssen intercepted. Gave it away to York. Penalty upcoming on the island. No, it's it against the Rangers. They whistle the play dead. It's a slashing call, and it's got to be against the Rangers. They had the puck. A lot going on, and Deb Kaufman's got it all at the MSG Sports Desk. She's got the Nets and the Sonics, Jets and Giants preview, getting ready for their games on Sunday, and Mike Quick with Coach K, Mike Krzyzewski of Duke University. All coming up and a lot more on MSG Sports Desk following Rangers hockey. Fleury for slashing at 6-11. Islanders' 5th power play, 1 for 4 with 6 shots. They scored on a 5-on-3. Ulanov with a big hit on Sean Bates at the red line.
That's a good call. That was a big hit. Bates was knocked off the puck as he tried to fire it in and got nailed.
Bates and Hammerlick with Pekka, Parrish, and Yashin for the power play. Messier and Dvorak on with Ulanov and Karpa. Hammerlick lines it in. Yashin tied up by Dvorak, centered back. Hammerlick shoots, blocked by Ulanov. Ulanov, good play, gets it to Messier. Trying to thread it through to Dvorak.
Ulanov's best game as a Ranger,
I think so. He's played very well, John. Real focus on what his job
is. He has to throw the puck through the middle of his own zone, which he tends to do by habit. He's really played hard. He's taken the body well. He's blocked a lot of shots.
Harper was trying to stop play. Threw it behind the net. In front. Knocked away. Yashin made the move, and the Rangers stopped him. Messier got blocked by Bates. Dvorak against Bates. Puck to Hammerlick. 30 seconds to go in the power play for the Islanders. Kavasha. Now it's Bates against York. York and Tom's on with Leach and Malakoff. Tchaikovsky to Bates. Now a coin toward the net. Deflected, goes wide. Leach fires it up the board. Kept in by Bates. Good play. Yashin lost it as Toms was all over him. Leach clears. 5 seconds left in the power play.
Richter made a big save. It seems like whenever the penalty killers are on the ice, they need one big save, and Richter gave it to them with that attacking save down low on Yashin.
Power play is over. Islanders 1 for 5 on the power play in the game. Rangers lead 4-2. A deflection in center by Samuelson on Kavasha, and it goes way up into the crowd. Time to take a look at our American Express check of the game. I think we're going to give it to Igor Ulanov.
Hit on Bates. Sean Bates shoots it in and paid. You know, you're kind of prone when you take a shot with the puck and throw it in. You're prone. You're following through. Ulanov timed it beautifully, and Bates jumped right back up and got into the play. Now watch here. You'll hear the referee first of all yell about move the puck to Karpa. Move it. Hear that? Well, you better move it. Or you're going to get a penalty. Now watch Yashin and Richter. Attacked. Yeah. He just attacked with his stick down on the ice, and Yashin couldn't make a move. Richter was too tight to him. That was a great read by Mike Richter.
25 saves in the game for Mike Richter. Rangers leading 5-2. Islanders scored the first goal of the game. Rangers got the next 3. Islanders cut it to 3-2. A save on a coin by Richter, and he covers up. All right, here we go. It's time for the Gulf Oil Trivia Quiz answer. I've written my answers down. John has his down. And Joe Micheletti, what are your answers?
Well, here's the question.
Since Dennis Potvin retired, which 2 Islander defensemen have scored 40 or more points in consecutive seasons?
Well, I've got a little bit of information for you, Sam. First of all, I was told that if I do get this question right, since there's 2 answers to this question, that I will then tie you and still trail JD by a large. That's what I was told by Joe Whalen.
Who do you like?
I like Vladimir Malakoff and Brian Berard.
You got it. That's my answers, too.
And JD, the Islander fans.
I've got 3 guys here. I got to
Oh, no. Here he goes with, I've got 3 guys.
The Islander fans, what, Joe? Well, we'll get back to Joe on the next
question
whistle.
John has, I have 3 guys or 4 guys. Pick a couple.
Well, look at here. See, I wrote them down.
What do you got?
Malakoff, Berard, and Kenny Young.
Go ahead. Which
I don't know yet.
Wait a second. What do you mean? You get extra time?
Game's on.
Oh, John's in overtime now. He stopped the clock.
Jeez, you guys are
tipped ahead by Bates. That passes across 2 lines. I'll bring it back.
Is that who you have written down?
I wrote mine down.
Hey, JD, I was told by all these great Islander fans down here that they're not sure that those 2 players would achieve those lofty goals had they played against you. They love you here.
Oh, they would have broken Denny Potman's records. You did? Okay, I'm going to cross out Kenny Janssen and go with Malakoff.
Oh, listen to this.
It is them. Oh, I see. I just read it and scratched out Janssen. I was a little disjointed with this one, having Joe. Nice going, Joe. You got it right, big boy.
Way to go, Joe. John gets, wait a second. Oh, I see. That's the scoreboard. All right. Yeah. Joe, where are you in there?
Having trouble hearing you guys.
Oh, okay. We'll put you on the list. You'll be on the scoreboard soon.
One thing about Joe, he and Howie Rose covering the Islanders this season, they've had some fun.
Absolutely. It's been great hockey. Parrish checked by Purinton. Parrish stays with it. Purinton knocks it away. Janssen moving in. 10:30 to go. Third period. Pekka behind the net. Centers all the way through to Bates. Shot blocked by Fleury. Lindros tried to break down and Janssen stopped it.
Yeah, Fleury with a good block. Rangers have done nicely blocking shots.
Fleury winds and fires. And it hit Lindros. He went down heavily in Laborde's penalty called. A tripping call on Tarnstrom.
The Rangers pay a little attention to Tarnstrom. The shot by Fleury hit the skate of Lindros.
Yeah.
And as he was going by the net, he retrieved the puck. And the referee says he got tripped up. Fleury and Lindros have been all over the puck in this game. Lindros was turning, and Tarnstrom put his stick into the hip. And I guess it was a combination of the turn, losing the edge, and the stick going into his leg that knocked Lindros down. This shot here caught the foot. Tarnstrom
not a trip.
No, it wasn't a trip. It was more to the thigh. Lindros seemed to be okay. He seemed to either have caught a rut with his skate or just lost his edge.
I think so. He's okay. Rangers benefit from the call. It's a power play as Tarnstrom is called for tripping at 9:48. Rangers 4th power play, 1 for 3. Rangers leading 5-2. Dvorak has their power play goal. Messier, Dvorak, and Seager with Malakoff and Berard. Dvorak shoots save by Osgood.
Osgood just got that at the last split second. Good face-off play by the Rangers there with Dvorak moving up.
Dvorak is thinking shoot. Malakoff to Berard. And it's out of the zone. Breaking away is Blake. Catching up is Dvorak. Takes him down. Penalty call. Delayed penalty. Janssen saved by Richter. A great glove save.
You know, when Dvorak was to take the penalty, the Rangers all started looking at the referee and forgot to get the puck. Well, the Islanders were smart enough to keep going, and Richter pulls a rabbit out here as he reaches up with his catching glove and makes one spectacular save with the Islanders shorthanded. Blake got the puck away from Malakoff. Dvorak will take the legs before the puck, so it's a penalty. Now watch everybody just sort of stand around, look at the referee. And Richter makes a save here. That's awesome.
Should that have been a penalty shot?
No, because he wasn't clear. He wasn't clear and gone. Look at that. See, Dvorak's with him. And he never, you know, Dvorak was with him, so it's not a penalty shot by the way the rules read.
I know you like penalty shots.
Yeah. Look at that save, Sam.
Oh, great one.
Oh, my. Kenny Janssen thought he had a tap in. Just simply flip it up with the backhand. Richter never gave up on the play. Dvorak's off the ice, so we're 4-on-4, and the Rangers are really lucky that Richter bails him out.
Yeah. Eventually, the Islanders wind up with a 28-second man advantage. It's 5-2 Rangers, 9:40 to go in the third. Kavasha taken away by Leach, taken back. Hammerlick to Janssen toward the net. Malakoff breaks it up. Fleury, Lindros, Leach, and Malakoff for the Rangers. 4. Kavasha, Yashin, Janssen, and Hammerlick, the Islander 4. Leach on the rush. Lindros after the puck against Janssen. Lindros took down Janssen. Power play coming up for the Islanders right here. It'll be a 4-on-3 power play advantage, and eventually a 28-second two-man advantage. They call it cross-checking on Eric Lindros.
Well, the Rangers got the benefit of the call a few seconds ago. This time it's the other way around. Lindros does shove it. Kenny Janssen, and down he goes. The Rangers have taken 2 penalties in this third period, one by Fleury and now one by Lindros, deep in the offensive zone.
Bad penalties. So it's a 4-on-3 power play for 57 seconds. And then Tarnstrom returns. It'll be a 5-on-3 for 28 seconds for the Islanders.
Boy, a 4-on-3. They've got Parrish and Tchaikovsky. Oh, Yashin is there. I apologize.
Right.
3 forwards. Richter really taking his time here just to buy a little additional rest.
Rangers have Messier, Karpa, and Ulanov on.
The Islanders need their power play here to be alive and well, and they can climb back in the game.
They're down by 3, but there's time if they can get 2 here on the power play chances. But a face-off win, and Karpa clearing all the way down. Hammerlick. Tchaikovsky. Nice move inside. Messier hounding him. Yashin past the open ice. I thought he had a room to shoot.
Yashin thought Hammerlick was going to stay down low at the net, and that time Ulanov took a run. He took himself out of the play looking for the big hit.
Hammerlick carries across. Pass blocked by Messier. Yashin sets up. Parrish, nice pass, saved by Richter. He robbed Tchaikovsky. Oh, beautiful pass and a great save. Hammerlick moving. Yashin heading in. Fires, saved by Richter. Rebound, Parrish hooked off the play by Ulanov. Back pass. Hammerlick's got it. Now Yashin. 2-man advantage starting now. Saved by Richter. Rebound missed by Tchaikovsky. It's a 5-on-3. Ulanov has room to clear. Gives it to Karpa, and he fires it down the ice.
Richter has robbed Tchaikovsky twice now in this game with power play point-blank shots. 8 seconds to go on a 5-on-3. Bates against Leach.
Malakoff and York for the Rangers. Bates, Pekka, Yashin, Janssen, and Kavasha. Feed to Janssen. Dvorak is back. 5-on-4. Yashin shoots. Save. Richter. Rebound is taken by Malakoff. Joined by Dvorak. Janssen back. Malakoff. Dvorak. Saved by Osgood. Beautiful rush. Kavasha the other way. Kavasha across. It's in on Malakoff. 10 seconds to go on the Islander power play. Leach takes over. And the Rangers move out. Samuelson and York. York on the puck. 3 on 2 across. York to Leach. Saved by Osgood. Teams are back at full strength. Big penalty kill by the Rangers. And Richter with a couple of marvelous saves. First on the 4-on-3 and then on the 5-on-3.
Now Tchaikovsky and then on Yashin, and then Osgood made 2 real good ones, especially the one on Dvorak.
Takeaway. Lindros to the net. He scores!
How's that for a top corner shot?
He roofed that one. It's 6-2 Rangers.
He knocked it right out of midair, did Eric Lindros. He's got the look, Sam. He's in it. His game is alive and well. He knocked the puck out of midair, and then he put it underneath the crossbar. It was still going up when the puck went in. And when the Islanders had the power play going here, Mike Richter, Tchaikovsky's robbed by the left leg of Richter, who's just making little subtle movements. Totally under control. Beautiful save. Watch Lindros read the play. Knock the puck out of midair. Take a little look. He sees Osgood take a chance, and he roofs it. 6-2 Rangers. The hands are back. Eric Lindros, every day in practice, works on his hands. And that's one reason why they're starting to get back to where they were before he went down with injury.
Eric Lindros has the team lead in goals scored with 7. That's a season high 6 goals for the Rangers, who lead 6-2. 6.5 minutes to go.
3 unassisted goals by the Rangers in this game.
Fleury, Leach, and now Lindros. Lindros is 7th unassisted at 13-16. He has a 4-game point scoring streak and goal scoring streak. 4 goals, 2 assists, 6 points in the last 4 games for Eric Lindros.
Islanders will head out on a 5-game trip after this one. And the Rangers going to Buffalo Saturday night, home for Montreal on Sunday.
Here's the lead to Scatchard. Saved by Richter.
Herbie Brooks is sitting here watching this. This is a show by Mike Richter. He wants to be in the Olympics. Solid from start to finish. Mike Richter's been. Scatchard moves in this time on a nice pass across from Blake. Mike Richter in perfect position. He attacked, got out, good position, used his glove. Here's a breakaway.
Dvorak moving in on Osgood. And it went over the top. May have gone off Osgood's arm. No, John?
I don't think so. I think it just went high and wide. The Rangers have had a couple of goals up high on Osgood. They tried to get another one.
Seager. Sutton takes it back. So in the game at 6-2, Kenny Sutton, who hasn't played much at all, is back in. Rangers took command of this game midway through the first period, and they have maintained it. Islanders had a brief comeback try, a 2-man advantage in the second period, and then the Rangers regained the lead with a power play goal by Dvorak, and they've broken it open on goals by Messier and Lindros here in the third. Karnstrom clears, and Karpa picks it up. 4:50 to go. Third period. Rangers with a 6-2 lead.
It was McKenna's first shift in a while, Sam.
Since the fight, John. I don't think he's been on since the fight in the first period.
Well, you're right. He hasn't. This is his first one since.
McKenna had an assist on McCarthy's goal. Centered for Toms. There's the big guys. McKenna, Toms, and McCarthy for the Rangers. Blake picks up speed. Backhand goes wide. The point shot deflected wide. McKenna fires out.
Cairns and
McCarthy square off.
Why would McCarthy want to get involved now? With a score 6-2, he should just skate away. Cairns' first shift since the first period. He wants to get something going here. And now he's being hauled away. McCarthy spins around the other side, but there's no sense. At 6-2, I mean, I can understand Cairns wanting to get something going on behalf of his team. Down 6-2. He's going to get some penalty minutes, and I don't think McCarthy's going to get anything. He doesn't. There's no need to when you're up 6-2. It doesn't make sense. Before 11 to go in the third. Cairns will get a misconduct, and he's gone. There's a lot of big guys out there. Webb was out there too, as was McKenna. That's when the referees and the linesmen know who's on the ice. They know what the score is. They know how much time is left, and they really try to be aware of not letting the game explode.
On the scoreboard, Buffalo leads 8-0 over Atlanta in the third.
Here's Cairns down low trying to get at McCarthy. And McCarthy saying, look at the scoreboard. There's no sense. It just doesn't make sense for Sandy McCarthy to get involved here. Absolutely no sense. There's Herb Brooks.
Coach of the U.S. Olympic team.
He was in New Jersey last night, watching New Jersey and Atlanta play. And then tonight he's here. The night before that, he watched the Rangers play Minnesota. And he has seen some great goaltending from Mike Richter in this game. He has been solid from start to finish. He has not wasted any energy. His hands have been good. He's read plays. His lateral movement's been good. In fact, he's been flat out splendid in this game.
And as Herb Brooks looks on, he may be looking at his starting goaltender in the Olympics, or at least one of them.
It's awfully early. It's the middle of November, but certainly Mike Richter has told the staff of the Olympic Club that he's ready to go.
Season high 6 goals scored for the Rangers. Season high 6 goals given up by the Islanders.
It's a tough loss for the Islanders. They owned the game for a while. They were very good in the first 10 minutes, and then they just sort of seemed to unravel, and the Rangers just went for it. Bang, 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 3 quick goals.
Cairns and McCarthy got 2 minutes each for roughing and a misconduct to Cairns. He's gone for the game. Richter with a glove save. 3:53 to go. Well, fans, keep watching tonight's game to see if you're one of the finalists in the Rangers Watch and Win sweepstakes. To enter for the next drawing to win a trip to Philadelphia with the Rangers, visit any participating Wiz location or log on to NewYorkRangers.com. It's the Watch the Rangers and Win sweepstakes presented by Amtrak and the Wiz.
Dale Purinton is being called back.
Yeah, they had announced their misconduct, but
he hadn't left the ice, Sam. And then when the whistle just sounded, he went off, not knowing why he got it. And then Carper went over, banged on the glass and boards, and said, "Get back out here."
It's not him. He's innocent. Messier had a big goal at 4-2. That goal to make it 5-2 really seemed to take the heart out of the Islanders at that stage. Skating 4 aside. Islanders 36 shots, Rangers 28. 3:50 to go, third period. Rangers about to make it 3 wins in a row. And some very good signs. Isbister leaves it for Tornstrom. Now Isbister checked by Messier. Yashin against Klocek.
Klocek's seen a lot of Yashin, and he's played him and kept him to the outside. Penalty, Messier on Isbister. It'll be a high sticking call, I think. Isbister was clipped up high. Messier tells him to get up as he was down on his knees. I think Messier, it's interesting to watch him talk to players. He even told the young goaltender Blackburn one game when he got hit on the knee in Carolina, "He's an Alberta kid, get up." There's Messier making contact. Isbister stayed down on his knees for a while. Messier goes to the box with 3:17 to go.
Messier high
again.
sticking at 16:43. Islanders 1 for 7 on the power play in the game. Messier looking for sympathy from the fans alongside. And was certainly upset that he took the penalty.
Brad Isbister, the forward that drew the penalty.
4-on-3 advantage for the Islanders, who have Bates, Pekka, Tchaikovsky, and Yashin, 4 forwards on for the power play. York with Karpa and Ulanov for the Rangers. Yashin, Tchaikovsky winds and fires, saved by Richter, and no rebound. We started to play the puck and then got a whistle to the Islanders nearby.
8-0 Buffalo?
Yeah, 8-0
Wow.
Buffalo in the third
flexed
over
a little
Atlanta.
offense,
Yeah.
huh? Isn't that something?
Rangers in Buffalo Saturday night. We'll have that game for you on Metro. Geico Rangers game night at 6:30. Rangers and Sabres at 7 o'clock.
Atlanta played last night, lost on a goal late by Holik, 3-2. Bobby Holik with a strong night for the Devils last night. So Atlanta back-to-back. Buffalo takes advantage and blows them out of the water. Wow.
Face-off win by Lindros. Carpe able to clear the zone. Lindros goes to the bench. York comes on. Parrish was stopped. York clears. Under 3 minutes to go in the third period. Rangers leading 6-2. Sent in by a coin. A minute and a half to go in the power play. Richter playing it around the boards. Good play by York.
Yeah, Richter moved the puck around, and York thought he would. Beat everybody to the puck coming up the boards.
Tchaikovsky brings it back in, leaves it for a coin. He's tied up by York. Now it's Yashin. Set up for Tchaikovsky, saved by Richter. Tchaikovsky to the puck. Out to Yashin. He moves in, fakes. Now a shot deflected by York into the crowd.
For Mike Richter, the puck in this game must look like a big old beach ball, volleyball. You know, the puck is small. And he just has moved and made it look so easy. As the game's moved along, his hands have been good. He's read plays. They stopped Jerkovsky again here. He's really on top of his game.
Playing with a lot of confidence,
yeah, he really
John.
Is. You know, with Danny Blackburn, the youngster, playing so well, and he'll get to start in Buffalo. Mike Richter talks about how much time he's had to practice and work. And Danny Blackburn has noticed how hard Mike Richter works.
Right.
So they've had a real good working relationship here. The young rookie, the older veteran, and both are playing well. And when you get good goaltending, every night it gives you a chance to win.
And interesting to note that the man that was hanging around as a possible backup goaltender, Peter Skudra, shot by Bates, was a fake. Now it's Pekka. Peter Skudra signed with Vancouver. So signs are that Dan Blackburn will be here to stay for the season.
I think Skudra will play well in Vancouver.
McCarthy centered, knocked away by Scatchard. Here's Pekka the other way. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Hammerlick. Here's Bister moving it to Scatchard. He's checked by Klocek. Toward the net, but wide. 15 seconds in the power play. Hammerlick is Bister.
Sandy McCarthy's out there killing the penalty.
Oh. Pekka out of the corner. Centered right through the crease. Scatchard missed. Johansson able to clear the zone. Power play is over.
You have to ask Sandy McCarthy, Sam, the last time he killed penalties. He stayed out there.
Came out of the penalty box and stayed on. Power play over. 1:05 to go. Kabasha centers all the way through. Kabasha. 1 minute to go in the game. Purinton gave it away to Blake. Long shot deflected into the crowd.
Kabasha gets up a little gingerly after being nailed by Purinton in the corner. You see the look on his face. They're really trying to get him to be a more consistent player. Had some great moves in the first period. Took a penalty. Had a bad turnover for a goal. And there he took a stick to the back. Cross check to the back from Purinton. And he was slow. He stays on the ice though. There's that cross check.
Yeah.
Kind of a disguised one. It wasn't a big reach. It was kind of the short 6-inch cross check to his back. And now he does go off.
52.6 seconds remaining.
The Rangers have some big boys on the ice, Sam.
McCarthy,
like about 5 of them.
Toms, McKenna, Purinton, and Karpa.
5 big guys.
Karnstrom. Purinton takes over. Islanders have Scatchard, LaPointe, and Lindgren. Lindgren hasn't played all that much in the game. Fired in by Karnstrom. McKenna hit him. 25 seconds to go.
Lindgren had 3 shifts through the first 2 periods.
And the cheers from the fans remaining are for the Rangers. A lot of Ranger fans here, and it's been a good night for the Rangers. 16 seconds remaining.
Rangers do make a change now. They will travel tomorrow afternoon to Buffalo. Again, the Islanders go on the road for 5. They go to Montreal. They go to Pittsburgh. They go to Colorado, Phoenix, and Dallas.
Some tough stops, John.
Yeah, well, that's what it's all about, right, Sam?
That'll be a good test for them. For the Rangers, they will be 2 games over the 500 mark, second time this season. Seager for Dvorak. Dvorak's had a lot of chances. He scored a power play goal. 5 seconds to go. And the first meeting between the Rangers and the Islanders goes to the Rangers, 6-2.
Richter had 39 shots, beaten on 2 of them. And the Rangers down a goal, exploded for 3 in the first period. Played a strong game from a lot of different people in the lineup.
7 wins on the year for Mike Richter, 279 in his career. As he continues to add to his Rangers team record. And Ron Lowe very happy with the way his team has played over the last 3 games. It's a 3-game winning streak for the Rangers. As the Rangers head off, we will give a look to the Nextel Direct Connect play of the game. See the connection on this one.
See Theo Fleury to Brian Leach. He's a beautiful pass across to Dvorak. The seam was open. He hit the seam. He was able to beat Osgood. It was 3-2 at the time. That was the 4-2 goal, and the Rangers needed it. Dvorak, who's been shooting, capitalized on the play.
Good connection for our Nextel Connection play of the game. Sports Desk with Deb Kaufman is coming up next. She'll look at basketball, football, Mike Quick with Coach K, Mike Krzyzewski, and of course, NHL scores and highlights. Mike Richter will be Joe Micheletti's guest. When we return to Nassau Coliseum, Rangers have beaten the Islanders 6-2. Let's look at the goal of the game. Brought to you by Bud Light, the proud supporter of the NHL.
Over to the other point, the ceiling, in the hat.
Now Leach carries it out with Johansson and Samuelson. Leach turns and shoots, he scores! Oh, beauty by Brian Leach! And the Rangers take on. Rangers had a couple of beauties tonight as they win it 6-2, and they had beautiful goaltending from Mike Richter, who is with Joe Micheletti in the studio right now. Joe?
Thank you, Sam. You weren't looking for a couple of weeks off in February, were you?
No, definitely not. I'm looking forward to be playing a lot then.
Yeah, you knew Herb Brooks was here watching, or didn't it even matter?
No, I didn't know that, and you know we have satellite dishes and everything else now, so we can see all the games. And so, for me, it's just a matter of I know when I feel comfortable and I know what I'm capable of doing, and it's a matter of getting myself to that point. And I feel like I'm on the right road.
Yeah, JD was mentioning that he was mentioning that you looked like your hands were good tonight. Your movement laterally was very good. Has that just been kind of a continuance of what's been going on?
Well, I've said it before a few times this year. After the injury I had last year, I was so concerned about getting that thing healthy that I didn't practice much, and it was really difficult to get into the rhythm of the game itself. I'm just trying to get my knee healthy, and this year it's been very, very strong. I've been able to practice as much as I've wanted to, and that's enabled me to go into the game stronger and more sharp, so I feel a difference on the ice now.
What about your Ranger team? I mean, 2 weeks ago, this was a team that was really struggling. You're giving up all kinds of shots. You've had a tremendous year, but the scoreboard didn't look like you were having a good year. What's been the big turnaround with this team?
I think hard work and time is going to do a lot of things. We've got a good team on paper, but that doesn't mean an awful lot unless you decide to make something of it. And I think our team, we have a lot of motivated guys. Eric's coming off of a year out. I've had an injury or two the last few years. Theo's had his own problems. I mean, we all want to come back and prove some stuff, so it's a hungry team. We haven't had a lot of success, and that should bode well, but we also a lot of different guys coming from all over the place. We have to start playing as a team, and now we're starting to buy into a system and find ways of winning rather than having a little bounce here or there, find a way to lose. So I think it's just a matter of gelling as a group.
This game didn't seem like a 6-2 game. The Islanders came out in this game and had a good start to the game, and then your team scored those three quick goals. But I thought the 4-2, when it was 4-2, and then you made a key save on Tchaikovsky at the end of the second period, and then again in the third period. Take us through some of those saves. You look like you were seeing everything.
Yeah, I mean, I like playing against this team. They go to the net hard, and the atmosphere was just awesome in here. And it usually is, to be honest with you. It's usually pretty darn good, even when both teams were struggling. But now they're playing so well this year, and we're playing a lot better. It was pretty well charged. They move the puck laterally very well. They've been finding ways to win, so we're a motivated team coming in. Obviously, they're one of the hottest teams in the NHL, so you don't have to say much about why we were motivated for this one. But yeah, I felt like I was following the puck pretty well tonight. I think our penalty kill has really improved over the last 2 weeks. I mean, they got one off of a bounce off the backboards, but we're doing a lot right. We're not putting ourselves in very difficult positions. We're taking less penalties, and I think the bottom line is we're just working harder.
Okay, how good can this team get? I know a lot of people in the preseason, and you mentioned the question marks yourself with the knee injury. Eric Lindros coming back, Theo Fleury coming back from that situation, Brian Berard. You can go down. There's quite a few key players on this team. I mean, how good do you think this team can be?
Well, I think that's what sports is all about. It's a challenge, and it's a personal challenge for each guy on that team, and it's an enormous challenge as a group to gel and find out what we can do as an entire unit. and we have not come close to our potential, and that really excites me. I know that we have a lot more to achieve this year, and we've had a fairly good record, not as good as we want to be by any means, but we haven't played as well as we can, and the direction we're going is the right one. So I think good things are ahead of us.
37 saves. Mike Richter, you were terrific tonight. Thanks for the visit. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks very much.
Okay, let's head back up to Sam and JD, guys.
Thanks very much, Joe, and a terrific performance by Mike Richter, who picks up his 7th win of the season. The Rangers pick up their 9th win, and they are tied for 4th place in the Eastern Conference with the Boston Bruins at 19 points. Rangers win it 6-2. Next game is Saturday night in Buffalo. It'll be on Metro at 6:30. It'll be Geico Rangers game night, then Rangers and Sabres at 7. Islanders next game Saturday night against Montreal at Montreal, 7 o'clock on TV 55. Deb Kaufman is standing by with the MSG Sports Desk. She's got the wrap-up of the full day in sports. Stay tuned for that. And don't forget, Rangers Rewind at midnight tonight. So that wraps it up at Nassau Coliseum. Our producer, Joe Whalen, director, Bob Lewis, associate director, John Gallagher, our graphics coordinator, Fran O'Connell, our executive producer is Leon Schweier. For JD and Joe Micheletti, this is Sam Rosen. Good night, everyone.
But we will start with the Rangers and Islanders. They play 5 times every year, and who would have thought when these two played the first of 5, they would be 1-2 in the Atlantic Division. But who would have thought the Islanders would surrender 3 goals in minute 5 and give up 6 on the night? A 6-2 convincing win for the Rangers tonight over the Islanders. And the first 2 minutes were the best 2 minutes of the game for the Isles. Alexei Yashin had an open net, and it was 1-0 Isles 2 minutes in. But then the Rangers went crazy. Off of a shot, the rebound is picked up by Theo Fleury, and he is going the other way. He slides it under Chris Osgood, the first of 3 straight goals by the Rangers in a span of 105. Brian Leetch gets his 5th of the year. The go-ahead for the Rangers, they would never look back. 30 seconds after that, it's Sandy McCarthy burying a rebound, and then the madness breaks out. McCarthy getting busted by Eric Cairns. Steve McKenna goes after Cairns. After everything was sorted out, it was a 5-on-5. Ron Lowe, disgusted by the whole thing, and Theo Fleury, the smallest guy on the ice, never giving up an opportunity to get involved. Shortly after the melee, the Rangers took a bad penalty, and the Islanders got a power play goal back. Mark Parrish is league-leading 13th. But then the Rangers on the power play, Brian Leetch, the nice pass to Radek Dvorak. It was 4-2 Rangers after 2, and they were back in control. And it only got worse for the Isles. Mark Messier, he gets 1. That made it 5-2, and the game was getting away from the Islanders. Eric Lindros knocking the puck out of the air on the clearing pass. Number 7 for Lindros. He leads the team, and the Rangers go on to win it by a final of 6-2. So the 3 Ranger goals coming at 9:15, 9:53, and 10:20. The 3 quick goals do in the Islanders, and Chris Osgood, whose goals against will take a hit. So Osgood with only 22 saves, but he gave up all the goals, and really not what the Islanders had expected. The Rangers looked awfully strong. They stunned the Isles, whose bubble burst a bit tonight. For more on that, we go back to the Coliseum, and we send it back to Sam Rosen. Guys?
Thanks very much, Deb, and Joe Micheletti is with us, of course. And John, first from the Ranger point of view, it seemed like that goal that Theo Fleury got unassisted that went through Chris Osgood seemed to unsettle the Islanders, and the Rangers took off from there.
3 quick ones right there, Sam. And when you look at the 3 stars of this game, Dvorak, a forward for the Rangers, Brian Leetch, a defenseman for the Rangers, and Mike Richter, their goaltender. So it's somebody from each one of the positions. Throw in Eric Lindros' job on top of that. We were just talking off camera a moment ago. Last season, the Rangers expected Mark Messier to be everything for this team, to be their face-off guy, their power play guy, their scorer, their forechecker, their penalty killer. It's a different team. They don't need it. They don't need Mark. They need Mark to be good, but he doesn't have to do everything with Lindros in the lineup and other forwards. It's a much more balanced team.
Joe, what was your take on the Islanders and where things went wrong for them?
Well, a couple of things, Sam. First of all, this has been a team that's really done just about everything well since the first couple of games of the year when they started in Tampa Bay in Florida. Tonight, a couple of things happened that we haven't seen, and it resulted in a couple of Ranger goals, a couple of giveaways. You saw the one by Kavasha, the blind pass, and Leach led the rush the other way and scored the huge goal. Another one by Sandy McCarthy that made it 3-1 when the Islanders gave up the puck at their own blue line. That made it 3-1. So we saw some giveaways that we haven't seen out of this Islander team. The other thing I think was a real key in this game, and JD, you mentioned it early in the game, was the fact that Radek Martinek did not play, and it really showed, I think, on the Islanders' defense, because the Rangers were coming in and they were buzzing, and Martinek has been one of those defensemen that's cool and calm and has that ability to make the first pass, very good on the power play. So I think they missed him, and then the fact that they gave the puck away were mistakes that we haven't seen.
After a game like this, Joe, when you see what you're just talking about, now Martinek, they think with his knee injury, be somewhere around a week to 10 days. That means one of their top four, and they like to play four, not six. They like to play four defensemen. With one of them gone due to injury, do you think that the Islanders right now will start looking around for a defenseman?
Hey, JD, I think they're already looking around. Even when those players were healthy, it was my understanding and feeling that they were out. And remember, they got involved in the Thomas Caberlet talks with the Toronto Maple Leafs, so they, without question, are looking for another defenseman, and it's going to be interesting to see how long Martinek is out. You know, the other thing, JD, as well, and this was again a point that you mentioned early in the game, that this Islander team up front is not a real big team. And I think it showed at times in this game. The Rangers came out, they had much bigger players, they were playing a more physical game. Not that the Islanders backed down at all, but sometimes you just need that, you know, an extra big guy up front, just to kind of calm things down a little bit and kind of retaliate a little bit to even things up a little bit. And I thought the Rangers won the physical battle tonight.
Thanks for joining us.